Fun notes from Madame Eva.
Who's Madame Eva?
The Vistani fortune teller.
This is somebody you met before you came to Valkai?
Mm-hmm. Met her in her camp up the road a ways.
So
fortune teller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's her deal?
We met her in her tent, and she told us quite a bit about Strahd. He wants genocide. His mother, the Queen of Ravovia, is dead and buried in the castle, along with his dad. She did a card reading for us. It started with story of history of the land. Then she drew the Seven of Diamonds, representing an illusionist, someone who's not who he seems. Rides in a carnival wagon, and that's who we should seek. Powerful, good force avenger. There's treasure in the dragon's house. He's handsome and clean but corrupted. I'm pretty sure that's talking about the illusionist in the carnival wagon.
The greatest weapon behind amber doors.
Yep. Power and strength in the sword of sunlight.
Friends the mad maid. Greatest ally. Yep.
The Eight of Cups represents a bishop. That's who you seek.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Eight of Cups represented a bishop. That's who you seek. Lies in a pile of treasure beyond amber doors. That might be the sword of sunlight. Lying in a pile of treasure beyond amber doors. Likely the Amber Temple. Should find the sword of sunlight in the Amber Temple.
Yep, I'm all for it.
Sheds light on one who will be in battle. Darkness, Joker. Greatest help will be from a wizard, broken but has strong spells.
And we're looking for something else too that's in the Amber Temple, are we? A cure for Inna, I think, or something like that.
Diamond.
The diamonds, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and we're also watching for the wizard, his staff and his book.
Yep.
Spell book.
Yep. I think we've been waiting here long enough, and I think it's time to just kind of make our way to the Amber. Because the longer we stay here is...
well, the Amber Temple and the winery both keep coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the winery, don't we need something from that first before we go to the Amber Temple? Or... because everybody's looking for wine.
Yeah. We definitely
in order to get help.
Yeah. But we also need to get diamond for
Anna.
Yeah, and also the cure me too, I think.
Okay.
Something to do with, like, diamond is definitely needed in the spell that we need.
What do I do about this silver sword situation I have?
Are we, I'm sorry, where are we? We are back at the
Back at the cottage.
Boris's cottage?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually Smitty's cottage now.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Well,
Smitty purchased it. But yeah, you're at the cottage.
at the cottage, right.
And I got
And
the
It's
sword
late
from,
in the day.
I got the sword
Yeah, and you
from
haven't
Boris,
gotten
I
a
think.
long rest yet.
I need one too.
I need one, and you haven't gotten one yet.
Yeah.
And you need one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe heading out tomorrow morning.
Take a day of rest, and hopefully I could lose this exhaustion at least. I don't feel like I'm gonna get any better until I can get this. I think it was a resurrection spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need diamonds in order to do that, if I remember correctly. I'm too tired to even think right now, so I don't know if you guys remember last time we talked to the priest and they're talking about. I think that was one of the ingredients
I thought that was for Enna, not for the resurrections, not for the hag spell.
I don't remember exactly the hag spell.
Everybody roll an intelligence check real quick.
I'm 18.
17.
And I got 11.
Okay. So all of you recall from your interaction with the abbot that he told you a couple of things that are important. He told you that he could bring Enna back if you were to procure a diamond of great value.
Yep.
Yep.
And
He
then
also mentioned that there was another way potentially to bargain for her life in the Amber Temple, but that it was very dangerous. Smitty, you recall after when you went back later that night to talk to the abbot about your nightmares, that he mentioned two things. He mentioned a greater restoration spell would heal you. He mentioned that killing the hag would heal you. And he mentioned that there were some ways that you could potentially be protected. Two things he mentioned in that realm. He mentioned that a protection from evil and good spell and a magic circle could potentially protect you from further deterioration, but the thing that would cure you would be a greater restoration. The resurrection spell that he is willing to perform if you have the diamonds is for Enna. That would be to resurrect her because she is currently dead.
Was that we needed diamond dust for 100 gold worth of diamond dust?
You need diamond dust for the greater restoration for you,
yep.
and you need a very valuable diamond to bring Enna back from the dead. Enna has now been dead for 4 days. After 10 days, he mentioned that it would be almost impossible to bring her back and have her have any semblance of what she once was.
Yeah.
But he did say that he'd be willing to buy you some time. He has some other magic that he could weave that could extend that period of time if you were to bring him wine.
Right.
That's sort of
for the winery.
what you would
Yep.
recall from the abbot.
Yep.
We could always go Amber Temple too. But there is a chance that. How far is the winery from where we're at?
The
Wasn't it one
Within a
day?
day, I think.
Then the Amber Temple.
It's going to be longer than a day to get to the winery.
Oh, okay.
The Amber Temple is closer, isn't it?
You don't know where it is.
Just know.
Didn't we
how-
spot the Amber Gates at one point?
Nope.
We know of a direction though. If we went, was it west? Then it's supposed to be like southwest or something like that. There's a trail that we're from Valkai. We went.
Yeah.
I think.
When we're coming from Valakite, it seems to me that's where we go to get to the Amber Temple, and that's where we go to get to the winery.
Yeah, because we had something.
It might have been signs. There might have been.
It was a drawing or something. Because I remember seeing Valakai. Then I think you're the one who drew it. Then to in this direction was like a forest or something like that. Because there's a river that went past, and somewhere it's been told that the Amber Temple is.
This?
Yep.
Is this what you're looking
Yeah.
for?
Or
Okay.
is that,
I don't have this though.
Nope, you sure don't.
I don't have this.
and
Anna
his
does.
body though.
Anna does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could I go just?
Is it on her body or would it have been in the
It would have been
trunk at her bed?
No, it would be in her pack, and I don't recall whether they grabbed the pack when they left Valakai or not.
I'm sure we would have brought belongings or something as long as we're able to carry it.
Because in her pack, she had this, she had the original letter, she had her healer's kit, her explorer kit, she had, and she had half of her gold was all in her pack, and then there was a quarter of the gold in the trunk, which you took, and a quarter sewn into the
Which is still there.
mattress, which
Yep,
is still there.
That was not taken. I don't remember you guys saying that you took all of her belongings, but if that's safe to assume, then that's fine.
I would
will
say
tell
we
you
would
that
probably
the only
keep it in her trunk though. Like if it was something that
No,
wasn't
the only thing
necessary
she specifically put in the trunk that night was the gold.
All right.
That's it. She did not put anything else in the trunk.
And we weren't able to open it too. We had to get the gold from the mattress, or did we open?
No,
up
you
the
did
trunk?
open the trunk.
You
and
did
took
open the
gold out
trunk.
of the trunk.
You didn't take it
Right.
from the mattress. It's still in the mattress.
For the sake of like taking her gear with, I would say we probably would have left her gear behind in the trunk versus carrying
She
away
didn't
another
put it in the
backpack.
trunk. That's my point.
But they
Yeah,
could have
but
put it
I'm-
in there.
Yep.
He's saying that they
Okay.
put her gear in the
Oh,
trunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like, why would we haul a body and all this your belongings rather than just keeping it in the trunk for when you return?
Because you're a rogue and you take shit. That's I don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
I wasn't there. It was your thing.
Yeah.
So if you left it behind, you left it behind.
What do you think? If we're hauling a body with us, we're not going to try to bring
Yeah, but
everything.
we're going to resurrect her. We would have brought her. Would have brought her weapons, and I think we would have brought her backpack.
All right,
But stash some of the stuff in the trunk
that's well
and
as
leave that there.
the non-essentials and the.
But the fighting gear, I would
But
have
definitely
worked
the
to,
map would probably.
Because she had a staff. She had quarterstaff and the scimitar.
I'll just say we would have took the map
Yeah,
with us.
I
Where
agree
that's-
with the map, but I don't know about all the other stuff.
Yeah, I think the non-essentials, like if she's out, maybe some more weapons or something. But I'm just thinking we didn't have a wagon, or
And
we
we did
didn't
have a wagon.
not when
Mhm.
we left.
Yeah.
The blue
Yeah,
van?
you
Yeah, you did.
purchased. You rented a wagon.
Rented the wagon.
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember that was in.
Rented a wagon.
Went it away. Did I say that? Went it away.
Yeah, I was
That's
sick.
enough.
And yeah,
for me.
I would say if we had a wagon, I would probably carry it then.
Mm-hmm.
So, final word is what came with and what stayed behind.
You have the map.
Weapons
Alright.
and pack.
All right. So that was in her bag.
The Argon.
Vaults hold.
Yep. I'm trying
Yes.
to remember what was. Do you remember what was the significance of that?
Is that the Dragon Castle?
Yep. I'm not too sure. Man, I really wish we had Anna at this time.
Yes.
I wish
There's
you had
something-
Anna too.
Like, did she write notes on the back? Damn it.
No, she
We-
did not.
We really need Anna.
That's nowhere near the lake.
Yep.
That's not anything to do with that village by the lake or the wizard across the lake.
So we have
This
no.
is actually kind of how I envision this session going. Is you guys just kind of trying to figure some shit out.
So
It's kind of fun to listen to.
we have no idea what the ambassadors are, right?
No.
There's none on this map. She didn't write it on here, so I would say our only choice, the only location we know is where the Wizards of Wine are.
Yeah.
So I say we head to the winery to buy her more time until we could look for the ambassadors.
And maybe we'll learn more about the Ember Temple on the way.
Unless
Alright.
you have any idea or a
Well,
better
I
plan.
don't have any idea. Well,
Have you heard of the ambassadors or a place that?
can I roll to?
I'm sure you can roll a history check if you'd like.
Because you've been here for
Because I nat
nat 20.
nat
there.
20.
You have heard you've heard people sort of talking about legends of great battles in the history of Barovia, and that there were armies that came from area that you think they called the Amber Temple, but you don't have any real intimate knowledge of what that is. You've heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Anna also had the stories from Von Richten. She had that book
Oh, yeah.
that she got at the.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So, heard some random legends, but I understand that your friend's been deceased for 4 days now.
Mm-hmm.
She has a week. We need to find out how quickly we can get to the winery and back. If that can be done within the 7 days, otherwise, it may be time to say goodbye to your friend.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be indelicate, but you don't want her back as something she is not.
So we know the winery's at least a little over a day out.
Mm-hmm.
Could we ask around, or is our
Commandeer.
commandeer, is he still, or what's his name again, Bren?
Burgermaster? Burgermaster might know.
Or even
What do
the guy that bought the cabin from.
Boris.
Boris.
Yeah. Is Boris around?
Yeah, he's sitting right next to you.
I guess I'm. Oh shit! Sorry, bro.
What, are you talking about me?
Have you? How far of a journey is it to the Wizard's Wine?
I've never been there, but it can't be that far. I mean, they make regular deliveries here, or they used to make regular deliveries here.
All right.
You do remember seeing a sign,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
at the crossroads, not too far back before you got to Kresk.
Yeah.
Right.
There was
right. I
you
remember
could
that.
go north to Kresk, or you could go sort of southwest to
Right.
the wines.
Well, here's the thing. So we're in a time frame. So here's my proposal. We ride through the night. One of us will steer, and the other of us could sleep in. We'll take turns sleeping in the wagon as we're journeying on through. And because if it does take us more than 2 days to get there, we're already out of time. So if we make haste now versus staying here for another night, we could at least give a chance or the best chance we have.
I'm running with 2 exhaustions and 1 hit point currently.
Well,
And I have no spells.
Oofta.
how do you feel about taking the wagon? So I'm asking Boris, Brand,
Boris.
Excuse me?
Would you mind journeying with us to the winery?
I think I would be more of a burden than
Alright.
than a help to you.
Well, the long rest, do you have any levels of exhaustion?
I've got, I'm down 2 hit points, I think.
All right. Well, how about you stir the wagon? Because well, if she was stirring the wagon, is that considered resting? Because you're just sitting there?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
It's gonna be hard to sleep
Yeah.
on the wagon too. It's not necessarily like a comfy ride.
If I stay up another night, how many levels of exhaustion would I have
You'll have 2 at that point.
at that point?
Mm-hmm. Actually, you've been up for a long time. You'd probably have 3.
Alright.
You've been really burning the candle. You did get a little bit of rest. You had 2
Yeah.
before, so you're at 1 right now. But I think if you stayed up a whole nother night, you'd be hurting.
So, how badly do you want to save our friend, Flinta?
Oh, pretty bad, but I'm kind of nervous about what happens with
Well, if we
3
stay,
levels of exhaustion, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Oof.
would you be able to willing to sleep on the wagon as we make our way up?
What's the best I could hope for? Sleeping on the wagon, short rest.
Well, I guess you'd have to find out and see how
Yeah,
how
if I
rough
could get
the
that.
road is. Yeah.
And short rest, does it remove an exhaustion?
We could go to
Reset what happens with short rest.
we could try to find a sleeping potion.
For
or
you,
something.
not much. I don't think short rest helps you a ton.
Go to like a apothecary or something and try to find some type of sleeping aid.
There is no town center here.
No, we got nothing here.
I don't know. I just feel like if we stay the night here, that's another 8 hours of time, and if it takes us a day and a half to get to the winery, we only have so many days left anyways. So I feel like if we do stay the night, we could try, but what if that, in order to save, it would have been just 1 more night's rest.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I gained a few spell slots
Mm-hmm.
because of I gained some spell slots, so do those count now or not until after
Not
my
until
long
after you
rest?
take a long
That's
rest.
That's what I was okay.
So if you were to take a long rest and wake up in the morning, it would be the 5th day since Enna died. So you'd have basically
A day to get there.
5,
a
6,
day
and
to
7.
Yeah.
You'd have 3 days to get there and back,
No.
and with wine.
My worry about that is there's trouble that we went into at the winery itself,
Yeah.
and it takes us some time to get it. So time is pretty much of the essence here, and
But if we get into any trouble, I'm gonna be rolling death saves. Which I hate doing.
Yep. I feel like it's either staying the night and looking for this animal temple versus trying to go there. We know it's at least a day's.
Okay, I've got cantrips and I've got 1 level 3 spell slot. That's what I've got left.
Yep.
It's probably just like after sundown at this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you could potentially do a long rest and get up like super early in the morning. But you're still, if you get too waylaid when you get to the winery, you're still facing the same challenge.
Yeah.
But
Are you able to do protection from good and evil?
I've done a magic circle on you.
All right. Is that how?
that's
long
worn
that-
off.
And that's worn
Yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So do you
Alright.
have any spell shots to even? What I'm getting at is.
Yeah. That's and this is what we keep trying to tell you.
Yeah.
We need to rest because
I-
of that. And
But if you can't cast a spell, what I'm saying is I can't rest anyways, so I could drive the cart.
okay.
That's-
I could do 1 more magic circle, but I would have no more spell slots left.
All right. Well, if we stay the night, that's our only option. Because if you sleep, then cast it on me, I'm gonna have to sleep for 8 hours too. Then we just wasted 16 hours, a full day just to.
She could cast it before she
Yeah.
goes to sleep,
That's what I'm getting at.
and then you could both
So,
go to sleep.
That's our only option. So
How
So-
familiar are you with this magic circle spell?
Well, that's why I was so confused last week. That
Not
both-
you,
Oh.
your character.
Oh, my character.
Selise. How familiar would she be with that spell?
Well, she's cast it once already, so she would be. She would.
Roll an Arcana
But I
check
was.
for
But
me.
I was. This is what I was trying to explain the last time that that the magic circle and both the magic circle and the other one, the good and evil one, were both short-term spells, and I couldn't understand how that would be helpful to him.
Roll an Arcana check.
Nat 20.
The way that it would be helpful is that you would cast it at the appropriate time.
But that still doesn't change the.
The duration
The
won't
duration.
change, but the timing of when you cast it will be very important. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
makes kind of sense to me, but
All right. Give me 2 minutes, guys. Talk amongst yourselves for just a moment. I need to think on this for a minute.
Boris brings out some bowls of broth. It's pretty much the same thing you guys had the night before.
all right.
Yep. But it's pretty tasty.
I'm gonna.
Sounds like you're in dire straits here to help your friend.
Yes.
So is it agreed? Are we staying the night, Flinta?
I feel like I'm good for nothing if I don't.
Right. I'm gonna try to get some rest then too.
Self-preservation for
'Cause-
me says I need to rest.
I'm dying anyway, so if I stay up, the level of exhaustion is gonna hurt us even more than anything else. So I'll slowly start to go, or I'll just try to get some rest.
Do you have any... Are you going to talk to Selise at all about what her plan is?
She said, "Give me two minutes."
Okay.
So yeah, I'm kind of like dozing off, and I'm like, well, if we're staying, I'm just gonna try to get whatever rest I can.
Oh, crap. I know I'm missing something super obvious here, and I am just not seeing it.
What's your question?
I still can't wrap my head around the fact that if the duration of these spells is only an hour, how he can get a full rest.
So
That's the part that I can't wrap my head around. How is that helping him if he can only get an hour
it
of
helps
sleep?
him if you cast the spell at the appropriate time.
Could I metagame, or me?
Well,
So-
what does your character know about what's happening to him?
I'm
What
having
is-
nightmares, so I guess when you see either before I'm going to sleep or as I'm starting to stir for my night terrors or something. But if you wait till I stir, then you're staying up too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess it does.
That's how those 2 spells help, because you can't protect them all night long.
Yeah, that's why I
So you
couldn't
have to
wrap
do
my
it-
head around
So you have to do it. You have to cast the spell strategically.
Yeah.
That's why I was pushing towards traveling at night, and I'll just stay up on the cart driving it while you two try to sleep, versus us staying here. Because no matter what, is either you don't get your spell slots left, or I am going to lose more.
Well, if you think that we can get a full rest, driving through the night with things attacking us throughout the night, then we're kind of screwed any which way here.
Well, that's why it's either all of us suffer or just one of us suffer. So at this point, it's better that just one of us suffer.
Then
versus all
I'm
of us.
going to do one thing. Then I've got one spell slot left before I try to get some sleep on this thing, and I'm going to cast. If you're going to drive, I'm going to cast aid on you.
Well, I'm falling asleep already, so I think what we're talking about,
We are going to stay the night?
Stay the night,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay. Then I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
And because do I need to stay up and watch you?
It's up to you.
All right, this is what we're going to do.
Are you asking Smitty?
I'm asking you, you know.
I'm going to say, if you stay up, we'll suffer without you being able to replenish your magic.
Yeah.
But you would help me hold this longer. But we need the both of, I'm most likely going to fall on this journey anyways. And if it means for the two of you having full capabilities, that's better than one of us sacrificing versus more than one.
All right.
So for the sake of...
All right, let's...
I wanted help so bad.
The other thing is you could try to sleep on the thing too. So, or you could, I would say for the ease of it, if you're gonna fall asleep, cast it on me right now. If you're planning on going to sleep right now, then I'll have at least a full hour where I'm protected. Maybe that's when the terror's running. It's either that or where you stay up and you watch me until
All right.
I start showing signs that I'm...
All right, well, yeah, because if you make enough noise, I'll wake up anyway.
So that's my thoughts.
So I'll cast... I'll cast before... Then I'll cast before... Right now, I'll cast it. And I'll try to get some sleep, and hopefully you won't be waking us up with terrors. And
All right, so I'll try to go
yeah,
sleep.
I guess that's the best way to do it. I'm still not... I'm not feeling good. I feel like I'm missing something really huge here. All right.
I'm
Okay.
trying to go sleep.
I'm magic circle. You've got celestial beings now around you. It's like a cone of angels.
A holy mobile above your head.
Yeah. Peter Whitrack has made this wonderful. It's spinning around.
I'll drink a pot of coffee real quick. Just make it totally useless.
Yeah, let's not do
I'm
that.
kidding. No,
yeah.
Smitty is gonna try to go sleep as quick as possible.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So
you're asleep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted already.
And I'm right behind him.
Yeah. Boom. Flinta, anything you want to do before?
No, I'm curled up with my axe and borrowed silver sword that I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to give back or not, and sleeping.
Okay. Boris stays up for a little bit longer and smokes a pipe, and the night falls upon the village of Kresk, and outside the wind is howling and the snow is falling, and you all are totally oblivious to it because you sleep the hardest sleep you've ever had, at least in a long time, with one exception.
Yeah. D10?
Yep. Smitty has another horrible night of nightmares and sweating, What did you roll?
7.
Okay.
Subtract that from my.
Yep.
I wish you would have let me.
Well, I told you the different things, so that was.
Well, I was gonna cast aid on you to give you more hit points, but you dissed me on that. So
I don't think
It wouldn't help anyways because it subtract my max. So it was at 24. Now my max hit points is 18.
okay.
Well, I do have some good news. Flinta, you lose one of your levels of exhaustion.
Yep.
You also level up to level 6.
Well,
You regain your spell slots, your hit points. Both of you are at full. Your spell slots are at full. You are also now level 6. Smitty, you still have 1 level of exhaustion.
Right.
You don't have 2. But you are feeling horrible when you wake up. You do not gain the benefit of a level up either at this point. When you see Smitty rise in the morning, he looks pretty rough. Pale, his eyes sunken, kind of sickly. It seems like you've almost like lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're withering.
I feel like I'm a Holocaust victim right now.
That you're what?
A Holocaust victim right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
in a camp. Like I'm pretty much said my dues.
So you're down to how many hit points?
18.
From what was your total at one point?
48.
Oh wow. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, I really want to cast an aid on you. This should help you.
It doesn't though. The thing is my max hit points is 18. So even if you aid me, the most I could have is 18. The only thing I could help me,
all right.
if you want to increase my HP, right, or hit points,
Yeah.
the only thing that would help would be giving me temporary hit points. There's like spells that do
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is. So
the good thing is my character is made not to be. He's made to kite, so it's like made to go in and get out before getting hit. I'm not.
Yeah.
My whole character is meant to
Yeah.
try not to be getting hit anyways, but
Yeah.
I feel like how would it work if, say, if someone did if I took 38 damage, since that would be an instant death then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because technically my hit point maximum's 18 right now.
you hit double and
Yeah, if you do more than double your.
Okay.
So if I take like a decent hit, I'm done.
Smitty, you remember a few things from your dream, from your nightmare.
All right.
The haunting voice of your daughter calling out to you in the darkness. Pitch blackness, unable to see anything, but hearing her voice over here, then over here, close, far away. Just almost like echoing off of potentially some sort of a chamber, but a limitless. You can't tell. There was no walls, or you could barely even tell that you were standing or sitting or sleeping or what you were doing. But your daughter is like this reoccurring theme.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, Boris. When you wake up, Boris is not there.
All right.
But shortly after you rise and start to gather your things, he comes in through the door to the hut, and he's got some what look to be. He's got a pile of animal skins and cloaks and warm weather clothing that he went around and essentially asked his neighbors to donate to you, given the fact that you were able to help them solve one of their immediate problems with the loss of the sheep by killing the creature the day before. They're more than happy to provide you with some winter gear. As he lays this out on the table, he reminds you about the elements and how cold it is, and it's definitely winter. Winter is here.
All right.
So he kind of gives you a heads up on that, and that you should definitely be prepared for some cold weather. Is there anything that you want to do before you?
Thank you very much, and I would like to leave my sword with you and take this silver one over to get some more wine and bring it back. Thank you very much.
I'll ask Boris for some parchment too and a pen real quick something to write on.
I don't have anything like that, unfortunately.
Do you have any type of a towel or a cloth or
Blankets. I have blankets.
something.
I mean, if you want like books and writing utensils, probably the burgomaster is the best person. And he's like, he kind of reminds you, Flinta, that the sword is not his; it's the burgomaster's sword.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know that it was. Did he know that it was the Burgomaster's sword?
I do that.
No, I meant Boris.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll open up the poem from Irina, the one that I have for her.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you have somebody write that?
Yeah.
One of the Vistani?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'll take a piece of coal from the fire, and I'll quickly jot something back on the back of the note, then reseal it, and I'll give it to Boris. And I'll kind of whisper to him, and like, if I fail to return, please give this to my companions and have them open it.
I will do that for sure.
Then
I have great faith that you will return with the wine and hopefully with the cure for your whatever's affecting you.
Yeah.
You look like shit.
it's like I'm definitely starting to feel like it right now. So I'll leave him with that, Irina's note, then a letter written on the back of the note to my companions. Well, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready. Boris, can we borrow your cart?
We had the
I
cart.
don't have a
Oh,
cart.
we
It was
have a
our
cart,
cart.
yeah.
It was our cart.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
So you load up in the cart
Yeah.
and
Do we need to go and see the burgomaster first?
I don't need anything, Rowan.
I don't really want to see him because I want to take the sword with me.
Alright. I'm fine with heading out then.
Alright.
Anything you want to do?
No.
Okay, so you all pile into the cart. It's big enough to hold the three of you. Is there anything else that you're taking with you
Taking
besides
my
the things that are on
pack
your
and my
character
weapons.
sheet? The winter
Um,
clothes. I would write down the winter clothing.
Yes.
Just so that you know that that's in your inventory now. That'll be important.
We don't want to bring Anna with us, do we? She's at the burgomaster's.
Is she?
I'm awful sure that's where we left her.
Yeah, we'll have to pick her up.
No, she's with you in,
Right.
in the
She's
hovel.
with us in the
yeah.
cart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there enough?
We left her outside in the
Yeah.
outside to keep her fresh. I guess. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
she's been dead. I
Kinda
mean,
what you have to
she
do.
can't smell too good right now.
Does he have any provision? No, it's pretty much empty. Yeah.
He doesn't have much, but he's willing to provide as much as he can.
Or does he have enough for like 2 days rations for the three of us or so?
He says if you can wait just a little bit, I can probably scrounge up some rations from my neighbors.
All right. I'll toss him the gold.
If only I could eat this, he says as he walks out the door.
Yeah.
Takes him about 35 minutes or so, and he comes back and he was able to pull together from his neighbors 2 days of rations total. Then he gives those to you, Smitty.
2 days of how many? 2 days total?
Mm-hmm.
All right, for one person or?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I have rations, so I've got 4 days rations on me.
I think I have 3. I think I have 3.
I'm fine with heading out.
Yep.
Well, let's
roll.
go. Come on.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
you saddle up into the cart and head out into the cold. You make your way down the snow-covered streets.
I'll drive.
Okay. Flinta's driving the cart, and your horse seems to be doing pretty well. You get to the main gates. The guards aren't really have a whole lot to say, but they just ask one simple question: Or do you plan to return?
Yes.
That's our plan. I really hope that plan comes true.
Look at the guard's dead in the face and say, no.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Then look at you guys and like,
Well, hopefully we'll see you upon your return. Best of luck. Be careful. And they open the gates and let you out, and you
Double quick.
head out from the safety of Kresk into the cold winter wilderness of the hills surrounding the small hamlet. And you're going to make your way back towards the sign, I'm assuming? You're going to the Wizard of Wines?
Yeah, we're backtracking
Okay.
on the road.
Okay. All right, so the going is pretty good. I mean, it's been snowing. There's definitely a couple inches of snow on the ground. The horse is working a little bit harder than he had to work on the way there.
Yep.
But he's able to pull the cart. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride.
Pushing.
Yeah, there's some situations where there's snow drifts that you might have to, hop out and kind of help get past. You make your way without any sort of trouble to the crossroads. And you see the sign at the crossroads. Again, this is the Raven River Crossroads. There's a weather-worn signpost next to the road, which you recognize from just a couple days prior. 3 arms pointing in different directions. One arm pointing back from the way you came, reading Kresk. An arm pointing east reads Valakai, another road that you're familiar with. But to the southwest is your new path, and the sign indicates that is the road to the Wizard of Wines. Slopes gently down in a southwesterly direction. Below you, as you cross the bridge, the river is running. It's not quite frozen over, but lots of snow piling up in different parts. So it's been gusting, and but you make your way south towards the Wizard of Wines.
Yeah.
Let's get a perception check from everybody for the first half of the day.
16. Wait a minute. Might be more.
a 10 for me.
18.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm watching
I got 7.
Okay.
and going fast, and hoping we're making the right decision by sleeping the night and not leaving before, so a little extra motivation to come on, keep up the pace there, horse.
Okay. Well, Flinta, one thing that you notice before anybody else does is a faint set of foot tracks in the snow in front of you, as though someone was moving potentially in the same direction as you. It's a little hard to tell if they were moving in the opposite direction or the same direction as you, but you can tell that there is a bit of a meandering footpath, and as you kind of notice it, you see that there's more than one set of tracks in the snow.
We've been driving over footprints for quite a while.
What kind of footprints? What do they look like? Human, animal? What do they look like?
Near as I can tell, a human, right? But I can't tell if they're going away or coming back, and it looks like there's more than one.
Should I try to investigate them?
Sure.
Since he pointed them out.
Yeah. Hop down from the wagon and take a peek at the tracks.
Got 14.
Is that with the exhaustion?
Yeah, I rolled twice. So.
Okay. You it's really hard to tell. The tracks they're blown in, so they're not super fresh. But it's really hard to tell in this without being sort of a tracker.
All right.
It would be really hard to know. But they're relatively fresh because they aren't fully covered up by the snow yet.
All right.
You know enough about sort of the dynamics of snow that you can tell that they're not super old. They do look about the size of a human boot print.
And the gate looks like it's a normal size human, doesn't seem super big or super small.
No.
Okay.
I look at you and I'm like, well, I'm not too worried. We are on a road.
Yeah, let's keep going. We haven't caught up with them yet. We're liable to.
Okay, so you continue on down the road,
Yeah.
And after about another hour or so, you see the tracks continue along in the same direction, following the road.
We tell if they're getting fresher.
It's about the same. It's really hard to say.
Okay.
It's about the same. It's pretty windy. But as you get a little bit farther down, about an hour or two along, you start to see little specks of crimson in the snow.
Is he bleeding?
No.
Well, if we run into him, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You continue, and as you round the bend, you come over this hill and into this little clearing, small clearing. It's pretty. The woods are fairly thick around the area that you're in. But you come around this clearing and you see a man laying on the road in front of you, with a quite large patch of blood that has spilled around him and pooled up. A little bit of snow has fallen on top of the blood and sort of soaked up into the blood a little bit. He looks frozen.
Oh, weird. We haven't seen any other tracks or any other evidence. No other scuffle as we've been going along.
Not as you've been going along,
Okay.
but now you've sort of come up upon this scene where there's a man laying in the road, and you can all see. You don't even have to make a roll, that there's a pool of blood that has spilled from his body.
And I'm curious if there's. I'm gonna see if the scene is safe. I'm gonna look around for ambush evidence of people lurking around.
Yep. Roll another perception check for me, Flinta.
16.
You look around, you don't see any immediate threats, but you do see another set of tracks that come in to the scene and then depart into the woods.
They also human tracks? Or something else?
They are... Why don't you roll are you going to get out and take a look at them?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so you're going to hop down and take a look.
I'm working my way over toward him, but as
Okay.
I'm walking over to him, I'm like, whoa, is there anything you're going to get me? Any other tracks looking around? Because I've been watching tracks for an hour.
Okay, roll a survival check.
11.
They look bigger,
Okay.
and the stride is longer than the tracks before.
Is there a lot of action that looked like there was a long struggle, or is it just kind
Yeah,
of
and it looks like something was dragged away.
Oh, well. And these tracks are bigger than the ones we've been following? So it was like something else that this first time we've seen it going along the road?
They look like wolf tracks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like the look of any of this. It seems like we've come across werewolves before, right?
Yeah, you fought one at
Big
the
wolves.
gate.
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep, and you fought a couple of different wolves along the way.
I'll call out to you. Is he dead for sure?
I'm gonna walk up to him and check to see if he's breathing initially. Roll.
Medicine check.
18.
He's dead.
All right.
He looks frozen, or at least he's started to freeze.
I'm gonna kick him over and probably if it were me, best way to check if an animal is dead is poke at its eye with something, and I'm gonna do that with
I'm sorry, repeat that.
best way to check if an animal is at all alive is poke at its eye, and I'm gonna do that with him and see if he blinks or any reaction. I'm not gonna like poke it out, but I'll poke at it with that sword.
Yeah, there's no reaction whatsoever.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. I'm looking at him to see if he's familiar at all. Do I know this person?
No, you've never seen him
Never
before,
seen
but he looks, upon further investigation, he looks to be fairly well dressed.
I'm checking to see where he's bleeding from, what kind of wounds he has on him.
He has claw marks across his body, and his stomach is opened up, and as you turn him over, the blood that was coming out was coming from his chest cavity and his abdomen, pretty much torn open.
Oh shit, he got ripped apart. Yeah, this doesn't look good. And looks like whatever did him dragged somebody else off going over that way.
Does he have anything on his person?
Yeah. Guys, keep your eyes open. Watch as I'm rooting around and rolling him.
Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna see if I can talk to this guy.
In the meantime, I'm looking through pockets and
Sure.
seeing if
I'll
there's
do,
anything on him.
We'll do a
Find
perception
anything
check too.
All right, roll perception, and Flinta, roll an investigation check.
16.
Got a for sure see 13. Yep, 13.
You're sort of looking around, just kind of keeping on high alert to see if anything happens or if there's
Yep.
anything lurking. The wind, you hear wind, you see snow blowing around, but you don't see any action as you survey the scene.
All right.
You confirm the fact that this person seems to be of some wealth. The clothes before they were torn apart by the attack were very nice clothing. However, it looks like someone also searched the body before you.
Huh. Hey, he doesn't have anything on him.
I want to talk to this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to cast a Speak with Dead
Okay.
on this corpse. And we'll chit chat with him.
Okay.
So, I have 10 minutes. Grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of my choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. Corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. Does it have a mouth, guys? Is the mouth still intact? All right.
I think the mouth is still there. We are in a hurry, though.
Yeah, well,
Throw the body on the cart. We can move on while she's talking to it.
yeah,
That'd be fine.
let's go.
We want to follow these drag marks and see where it goes.
And if he's wealthy, if we're going to this place, maybe he deserves to be buried.
So the drag marks go off into the woods.
Yeah, let's
And
stay
there
on
were
the
3
path.
sets of tracks that were on this snowy path that you're on that are no longer there because this is the spot where those 3 sets of tracks ended.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take my axe and make a big blaze on the side of the tree, nearby tree along the road.
Okay.
Just to mark where we
we
picked
stop
them up.
That way, if we need to return, we know where he's at.
And I'm gonna put the blaze right where the drag marks, or as close to where the drag marks go into the woods.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy. You're easily able to mark the tree. Yep. Great. Okay, you head on the road.
And I can ask him 5 questions.
Yep.
So.
So while you're doing that, Selise is in the back of the cart with this disemboweled, unfortunate human, and you're burning some incense and weaving your divine magic.
Yes.
And as you're working out on your spell, you see the eyes of this corpse kind of flicker a little bit, and it just opens eyes and it just looks straight up. It's not looking at you. It's not looking at anything. It's almost like it doesn't even notice that you're there, but it's just its eyes are just looking straight up. They're bloodshot. They're kind of blown out, and they're lifeless.
Hello, sir. We need your help. What happened to you?
It's almost as if he's kind of struggling to speak. I died.
Please tell me how you died.
I was murdered by beasts.
What beasts?
I was murdered by beasts from the forest.
2 more questions left. I gotta get some information out of this
Should
bot.
we-
Such a cool spell.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's not telling me much.
It's well, yeah. I mean,
Should we
it's,
ask
You
him?
gotta ask
Should we ask
right
him
now.
where
yeah, I
his
gotta
blood went?
ask the right questions.
Are you looking at us?
Yeah, guys, what?
Should you ask him where his buddy went, the one that got dragged off? Ask him if he had anything good.
I've only got 2 more questions.
Where was he headed?
Who was with him?
Who were you traveling with?
I was traveling with my brother, Ivan, my business partner.
Okay, Brother Ivan. And
Could ask him, does he know how to kill Strahd?
And I doubt it. Yeah.
no, if he
that
didn't
wouldn't
have the
work.
information when he
No.
was alive, he wouldn't have it when he was dead. Sir, one more question. Describe the beast that killed you.
Just like that.
It was a beast, a wolf, a man. It was a werewolf.
All right.
And with that last answer, the body just stops animating. The eyes close, and your
Alright.
magic dissipates.
All right, guys. So we got a werewolf, and apparently the werewolf now has his business partner / brother Ivan. So
Well, that does nothing for us.
No.
I
well,
was like, well,
It's a
we
unique
know-
cover story.
we know it was a
We could say that.
we know a name at least.
yeah, and we also know that it was a werewolf. So we need to be on alert for that, please. Let's keep moving.
What should we do with his body?
Well, like Smitty says, he deserves to be buried, and maybe we can find a place at the winery for that to happen.
Sounds good.
If he's wealthy enough, as it looks like he is, maybe his family would, if they're in a position of power or wealth, they might be a good to be allied with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yep.
Or in their
Yep.
good graces for bringing up.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm watching extra close for werewolves along the side of the road now. We still following tracks? They all
No,
gone?
there are no more tracks.
Okay.
Yep, that was kind of where they all culminated, and there was some sort of a confrontation at that point.
Mhm.
And obviously, this guy was on the losing end of that
Uh-huh.
deal.
All right. Down the road.
Okay, you head on down the road. You move on down the road. You're carrying a bit of a load now. You've
Yeah.
got.
we got all kinds of bodies.
Well, did you bring Anna? I can't remember. No,
Yeah.
you left. Oh, you did bring Anna.
Yep.
So you've got 2 dead bodies.
Yep.
And,
Wow.
and 3 human
You're like
bodies.
the Barovian.
As we're going through, we're just like,
Caretakers.
bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Okay. You continue on the road the rest of the day, keeping a vigilant watch for any sort of danger. And let's have everybody roll another perception check for me.
I'm 21.
I'm at 22.
A good old solid 8.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
level 1 is disadvantage on.
Level
checks,
1
right?
is disadvantage on ability checks.
Yep.
Yep.
Right. I'm just making sure I was doing it right.
Yep.
Damn it. And scanning is an ability, huh?
Yeah, perception.
Or perception's an ability?
It's a bit an ability check.
All right, then I'm 19.
I'm 22.
Okay. You continue on down the road. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary or anything that gives you cause for alarm, but you're on a very heightened sense of alertness, which is very helpful. The road continues through the woods, meandering its way. In some areas, it's kind of wet and slushy. In other areas, it seems like the wind has blown the snow almost completely off the road, and you actually see the dirt of the road beneath the snow, and then it disappears again. Eventually, the trail that you're on splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other branch leads south into a dark wood. There's another signpost, a wooden signpost at this intersection, pointing west, and it reads Vineyard.
Well, I'm guessing that's the right way.
I'm sorry, you said the west one goes to the valley and the south one goes to the woods?
Correct.
Okay, and we're going west. All
Yep.
right. All right, let's go.
Vineyard.
In the vineyard toward the valley. Yeah.
And there's no mileage or any kind of distance marking on that sign. just directional only?
Correct. It just
All
says
right.
vineyard on it.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys, you cast a spell, right?
I did.
How long have we been traveling to get to this point?
Since you left Kresk,
Yep.
better part of the day.
Right.
Yep.
Mhm.
Would you want to try to take a cat nap to see if you would be able to sleep if we did need you to sleep on our return?
Yeah, I can do that.
So, I mean, if we run into anything, we could wake you.
Yep.
At least
Yeah.
if you try now, and if we will know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll try. I'm wide awake, but I'll
Right.
do my best. I'll hunker down here with the dead bodies and
So you're gonna try to sleep in the back of the cart?
just
Is that
yes,
what you're trying to do?
just to
You have
check and see if I have the ability to do that,
Yep.
so that we can
Okay.
You know how many? You said you've used one spell,
just only one
Right.
spell slot. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you have one level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to rest actually instead, and we could wake you? Because if you get a full rest, you could delete your level of exhaustion.
That'd be fine. I could.
Yeah. Why
Right.
don't
Trade
you
off
do that,
driving.
Flinta?
Right.
Why don't you?
I would say at least if one of you guys try to fall asleep, that way we will know if.
Yeah. Why don't you do that, Flinta, and then
Sure.
we'll call you if you need, and then if you really zonk out, we'll let you sleep, and
Yeah.
then I can take over driving for a while if need be, and get him a long rest and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, if shit hits the fan,
yeah.
and we need to make haste, at least
Yep.
we'll have an idea
Yeah.
on a return what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Okay. Be sure and watch behind us.
Yep. I'll sit with my back. Are you wanting to steer? Lead the way? Or are you wanting to steer the wagon? Or
It makes no difference to me.
Right.
Let's just keep rolling.
I'll let you steer,
Okay.
and I'll watch the back because
Okay.
I'm not doing very good with.
Yeah, it's that sounds fine. I didn't want to piss you off by telling
Right.
you that. So
No, it's okay.
All
So,
right.
Flinta's gonna try to sleep.
Yes, thank you. Are you trying to bribe the dungeon master?
Yes.
I love. Is it
Yeah,
working?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are getting me all liquored up here.
Yeah.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake is up. All right. Shall we dive back in?
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. You continue on your way, and remind me now. Flinta is trying to catnap in the back with the two
Yep.
dead bodies. You're driving the cart,
Mm-hmm.
and you're keeping watch.
Yep.
Do you have animal handling as a skill? Just out of curiosity.
I don't.
Okay. Well, make an animal
Well,
handling check
yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's been a long day.
Steady up there.
Oh, this isn't good.
Steady up there.
I've got 5.
Okay, so the horses don't respond, or the horse does not respond very well to your driving. It doesn't cause any accidents or anything, but you struggle with it, and it's not an easy task for you, and it actually is taking you longer to get to where you want to get to. You're traveling at a slower pace because of it. Now, on the flip side of that, the ride is a little bit less bumpy.
Okay.
So you've got that going on. And Flinta, if you want to roll a Constitution...
Napping check?
Yeah, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Is that something that I'm have disadvantage on because I'm exhausted?
It is an ability... no, it's a saving throw. So no, you don't have disadvantage. It's a straight roll.
What am I looking for? Constitution?
Constitution save right here.
Yeah, you get 8.
Yeah, you're unable to sleep.
Ah, shit.
It's just too bumpy. You're just...
Hey, Flinta, do you mind if we if you're not sleeping? I think maybe you should take over the driving because
Yeah.
the horse is not loving me, and I don't want to slow us up any more than we're being slow.
All right.
All right, so you switch out, and why don't you roll an animal handling check for me, Flinta? And you have this as a skill, or
Yep,
do
I
you
do.
not?
I'm proficient.
Okay.
12.
Okay, so you're able to keep the horses moving, but you can tell based on your knowledge of
The horse is getting
horses.
pissed.
Yeah, it's getting cold and tired and hungry, and but you're able to get it back on track in terms of your time use. Smitty, roll a perception check.
Wow. 22
Oh, nice.
with disadvantage.
That's with
Yeah,
disadvantage.
I rolled
Wow.
an 18 and a 16.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Or sorry, no, 20. 20. Yeah.
Okay, so the snow is falling now gently. It's not coming down very hard, but it's windy. The snow is falling, but you do notice along the way there's these unpainted fences that are starting to sort of line the road as you continue forward. And as you follow the trail between these two fences, you start to see an open area off to I guess it would be sort of the northwest. The road kind of skirts along this open area. And your visibility is a bit obscured because of the snow that's falling and the wind that's blowing it around. But you start to see rows of vines through the snow. Here and there along the roadway, you see half barrels used for hauling grapes and crates that are stacked up against the fence line. And there's a large stand of trees up ahead, and you can just make out the figure of a human, the dark figure of a human standing near the trees. And he's looking your way, and he does one of these.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Over.
All the way back and say, hey, someone's here.
let's be careful. If they're not, if deliveries aren't coming out of here, something might be going on here. So we need to be on our best. I think I'm gonna cast to find traps.
All right.
I would like to do that for us. I think that would be a smart move right now. So I'm gonna cast find traps. Find traps, find traps.
How far away is this guy from where we're at right now?
Probably 60 to 80 feet,
Right.
approximately.
And this is a 120 feet
Right.
range on this. So
You weave your magic and channel the divine magic of Lathander, and you're able to scan the area around you, and you don't see any sort of trap mechanisms with your magical eyesight.
all right. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a mechanism. Includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable.
Ambush.
You don't
Which was specifically intended as such by its creator.
sure.
Okay.
So there's no mechanisms. You don't get the sense of people waiting
Okay.
and hiding in wait for
Okay.
you.
All right.
We're
Yeah.
still heading towards him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. All right. Then let's carry on.
I likely didn't even hardly slow down.
Listen, always friendly if they're trying to trap us.
Well, we could barely make them out by description here. So
As we draw closer and say, how's it go there? We're looking for Wizard Winery?
mm-hmm.
He comes up to you as you pull to a stop, and he's like, "Please, off the road! Get off the road! Follow me!" And he walks into this little grove. "Come, off the road! You're in danger."
I'll follow him.
Yeah, I
All right.
hop out of the cart and grab the horse and watching out so I don't get everything all hung up, stuck too bad. I'm a little bit skeptical that we got to get off the road, but
As we're following him, I'll ask him, in danger of what?
The winery has been overrun. Please, follow me. I'll tell you everything.
Mhm.
And he leads you into this grove, and behind this rock, there's a small fire, really small fire burning. And there's a group of people huddled around the fire for warmth. And you can see your breath, their breath. It's very cold, but they're huddled around the fire. They all kind of look up as you arrive on the scene. He's like, "My name is Adrian Mardakov. If you're headed to the winery, you're in grave danger. We've just left the winery, and it's been overrun.
Overrun by what? Or who?
The forest folk. Forest folk and their blight has descended upon the vineyard, and we did the best we could to fight them off. my family, and he kind of gestures towards the group. We fought as hard as we could, and we defended the vineyard, but we were forced to flee.
How many of there are there?
It's hard to say. The blights are roaming the vineyard, and the forest folk, I would say, Father, how many are there? And you see this older man get up really slowly from the fire and pull his cloak closer, and he kind of walks over, really labored walk, and he looks up at you, and he says,
The forest folk have come to take our winery once and for all.
and as you look at him, you can see in his left eye, it's like milky white. You notice that. And he's old, and he's bearded, and he's kind of crumpled over this staff that he's kind of using as a walking stick.
They came here a week ago. We did the best. The boys fought them off. But they were too much. There's a foul magic in their hand.
I'm not familiar with forest folk. Can you describe these beings?
They human?
Yes. Humans that follow the darker side of the magical essence of the forest.
Like Strahd, darker side?
Strahd, the vampire. Yes, there is some connection, I am sure of it. But of course, everything in this land is connected.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. Please, go back to the fire. What is your errand? Why are you here? Says the younger man.
To fix your situation.
Bless your souls.
Yes, yes. Please, come by the fire. Come and warm yourselves. Claudio, tend to the horse. And this young, about 14-year-old boy gets up and walks over, and there's another younger child following him, and they go over to the horse, and they start like trying to pet it and kind of get to know it a little bit. They have some apples that they feed it.
Feed the horse, please.
Thank you.
And this man brings you into near the small fire, and the family kind of makes a little room for you.
How long have you been here?
Almost 2 days now.
I'm looking to see if there's any
Too
fighters.
long.
Says the old man.
I'm looking to see if there's any fighters in the group.
You look around and you see the old man. Like I mentioned, he's old, white-haired, kind of crumpled. He's grouchy, kind of like your typical crotchety old man type of deal. The man that you're talking to, or that's been talking to you, is young but doesn't look like he's not in armor. None of them have any armor on, or they don't even have any weapons with them. Maybe a knife here and there, but they're not armored or outfitted for any sort of battle. There is a woman who seems to be about the same age as the man that's been talking to you. There are 4 small children. And then there is another young man who seems to be maybe in his mid-20s. He says, the young man in his 20s says, "Thank you for coming. We can use your help. We've been unable to figure out how to get back into the winery.
What have you tried?
We've tried everything we could.
What are they fighting with? What do they have?
Numbers.
Yeah, they have weapons? They have armor?
They have magic. They have weapons.
What type of magic?
Dark nature magic.
Yeah.
The forest folk are a tainted lot. And we don't know a lot about them, but we do know that they've assaulted the winery before. In the past, they've been fought off and they've been in small numbers, but for some reason, they seem to have a larger contingent with them.
All right. How many were you? They killed parts of your numbers? Is this how many?
None of us died,
Okay.
but
So you've been fighting them for a
death
week
was looming if we hadn't left. We escaped.
Is there a way to get us into the winery? Like a secret passage or a back door or something?
There's no secret passages, but you could get close to a couple of different entrances if you sneak through the vineyard.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to be really careful because they have a bunch of needle blights that are patrolling.
It's a needle blight.
Needle blights. They're horrid plant-like creatures with conifer-like needles that grow across their bodies in quivering clumps. The needle blights lash out with these needles, and sometimes they can launch them through the air as weapons. And they might be on the smaller side, but these needles they can pierce armor.
The force folk, do they all look alike? Do they all wear the same colors or anything? Or are they...
No, they don't seem to be in uniform, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have any weaknesses? Do you find anything that you could hurt him? Any way that you could hurt him?
That sword looks like it could probably do some damage to these things. One of the young boys kind of comes over and says, "Are you going to help us get our home back?"
Any idea if there's any wine in there?
Ha! Well, yeah, of course there is. It's a winery. This is the Wizard of Wines. We're the Martikov family. And he reaches out and shakes your hand. My name's Adrian.
Hi, Adrian.
This is my father, Davian.
I'm Matt or Ryan or whatever. Zach.
My sister, Stephania. The boys, Claudio, Martin, and Vigo.
And that jives with
Are you
what we
getting all
heard
that
earlier.
down?
The,
Daughter, Yolanda. And this is my younger brother, Elvir.
I'm only going to write down the first couple names.
But that jives with what we heard from somebody about the...
Do you have any weaponry with you at all?
A couple of daggers, myself and Elvir, and my father's walking cane.
If you were to take back this winery, how would you do it?
Well,
do you have any sort of plan? I mean,
if I was a sneaky type, I'd sneak through the vineyard and use the vineyard as cover. Being careful to avoid the roving needle blights that are patrolling. I would probably try to get into one of the first level entrances, and he starts scratching in the snow, like an example of what it looks like.
Right.
As you approach from this side through the vineyards, you'll be able to get pretty close to the stables, and he draws like a little box where the stables are. Says you can hide there, you might be able to seek refuge there, but they're not really connected to anything, so it's a little bit of a dead end. He says then there's the loading docks, and he draws out the loading docks. Loading docks might be a good spot to go, and you actually can get access to the second story there. But again, I don't know what's going on inside. It's been almost 2 days since we've been inside the winery, and the forest folk could be doing anything in there. We don't know.
Okay, if we our
There's
goal
a workshop. You could go through the workshop. That connects to the barrel room.
Here, yeah, that's where I'm interested in, is going to the barrel room.
There's and then there's on the far end of the building. There's a veranda, and you could enter through there. There's a sliding wooden door that leads inside.
Say if we were, in your mind, if we were to have a main fight against all these people, and if we were able to get into the winery, where do you think would be the best place to make a stand at? Like a place that only has one door to get in, and plenty of room to take cover behind. I mean, with their numbers, if we could narrow them down to attacking them as they go through a door frame, that would be our best option. If we had once we're known and there, we need a place to take cover and just pick them off as they're going through.
He says, "I'm not really a tactician, but
Do you have a room that
About
only
the
has
barrel
one
room?
door in?
well, there is a cellar.
All right.
And
Does the
there's-
cellar have?
We don't want to go down.
Does the cellar have a lamp or like a stairway to get to the outside, or is it just a?
There are 3 stairways that lead. There are 2 spiral staircases and 1 straight staircase that lead into the cellar.
All right.
So there's 3 entrances there. I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
And
Otherwise,
where do each of those come from?
from the main floor, the ground floor, near the near the fermentation vats. That's the biggest room.
Is there a room that has a single point of entry? Any room in particular at all? On the
Yeah, well, I mean, our living quarters are on the upper level, and each of those bedrooms has just one door leading into it. And they're all connected via a long hallway.
How many floors do you have? So we have a cellar, the main. There's the second floor as well.
Yep.
How many staircases go to the second floor?
2. But then there's also inside the fermentation room, there are staircases that lead up to a balcony that is also connected to that second story. There's a lot of connections. But in terms of rooms where there's only one entrance, it'd be the bedrooms on the second floor.
Is there a bigger bedroom? Where is the biggest bedroom, or a biggest office or some sort that way we're not just trapped in this tiny
Well, there's the master bedroom.
master bedroom,
Mhm.
right? Where would that be?
That is, he draws it out and he says you'd need to go through the dining area on the second floor. It's connected to the dining area. But he said there's also a secret door. There's a secret door that leads. It's in the northwestern corner of the loading dock area. If you go up to the second level in the loading docks, there's a secret door that leads into the master bedroom. And he kind of draws out where you'd find that secret door. And tells you how to access it.
Well, Smitty, you're a tactician. What do you think?
Well, I ain't wanting to get hit by nothing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I think our best way is to go stealthily. I mean, we could.
Should probably bring the wagon up. Hey, any of you guys recognize this person? We found him dead on the road. Motion to the dead guy we've been carrying in the wagon.
Adrian takes a look and says, "No, I don't recognize this man."
His name Ivan. Sound familiar at all? Businessman?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we found him on the way.
All right. We
I'd
could
say
go.
we try to get to the stables and then to
Yeah.
the loading dock, then make our way. Because if
Park
they
the wagon there and start loading barrels of wine into the wagon until we run into something.
well,
if
we
we
want to
get
clear this place out too.
Yeah, but our goal is to save Enna and get wine back.
Yeah.
It's not to necessarily save the winery, but immediate goal is find out what happened and get wine back to Burgomaster, or no, the guy in the abbot.
Yeah. I have a hard time believing that we're going to be able to roll a barrel stealthily all the way back to our wagon, though.
Yeah.
We would be very happy to part with as much wine as you
Yeah.
can carry if you will help us reclaim our vineyard.
Alright.
I think our best plan is to
Leave the card here.
be as quiet as possible.
Mhm, yeah.
Leave the cart here, get into the stables, go through the secret door from the loading dock into
Yeah.
the master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
That way people don't know we're there, and clear the inside out first. And just slowly, room by room, and try to do it. The worst case scenario, we get to the master bedroom and use that secret door as escape. Because if they don't know about it, they'll think that we're trapped in this room by ourselves. We could use it to our advantage where they could only come through a narrow opening, and even though they have numbers, they can't all just fit through a door frame. So we could barricade that, and also have a secret door that they're not aware about to go through. So I think our best plan to go through, unless you guys have any other,
Yeah.
No,
is try to get to this main bedroom.
The old man kind of perks up a little bit and says,
I think that the forest folk have some sort of control over these blights. I don't know how you would control them otherwise. There must be some foul magic that they're weaving. Perhaps if you could disable that magic, your task might be easier.
Got any idea how to do it?
Kill them.
Do you have anything that could help us with that?
I was just thinking about that, and
Did you guys try any silver on the blights or the forest folk? Do you have any silvered weapons or?
We don't.
No. All right.
We are not
But
soldiers.
you'd imagine that would help, huh?
I have some dispel magic. One thing I would like to do before we go is I'd like to cast a resistance on both of you, please. I'll do you, then I'll do you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to touch you, Smitty. I know that's maybe not comfortable for you, but I gotta touch you.
When I think about
Oh my god! I haven't heard that song for a million years.
What are you casting?
Resistance cantrip. So once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add that number rolled to one saving throw of its choice.
So you know that only lasts 1 minute. That spell.
Oh, okay. So they can't. That's not something that they can roll now and use later.
No.
Okay.
It's
then,
just while the spell is active, which is only 1 minute. So
Okay.
that's a great spell
Then
for
I will
when you're in a
wait.
combat situation.
all right. Then I'll wait because I thought it was something that we did now that they would use later. Okay.
No.
All right.
And
So
I do have mindless rage now. I can't be charmed or frightened when I'm raging.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys ready to sneak up and we'll try to get the stables first undetected?
Yeah.
Makes the stables the first goal, then for the stables to the dock, and from the dock finding the secret door. And then does he give us a good enough description from the dock house to the second story where the secret door is located on the outside of the right?
Yep.
So in theory, we should be able to waltz right in.
Yeah.
Yep. Got a plan. All right, I'm gonna bring my backpack.
He describes how if you enter the loading dock, there's a hole in the ceiling that goes up to the second level. You'll have to climb to get
Alright.
up there, but that's where you want to go
Alright,
if you want to get to that master bedroom.
got it.
Okay. Any other preparation?
No, I'm gonna bring my backpack with me and tie the horse to a tree or brush or something like that. Reassure him, stay right here.
I'll have 2 daggers in my hands ready to go.
I'm gonna make one last check of those folks that are sitting around the fire to make sure they don't look sketchy, and gonna mess with our buddy Enna and the horse.
Okay.
And
Is it
Seemed pretty peaceful.
Roll an
though.
insight check.
is it pretty snowy right now still?
Mm-hmm.
I'm could I try to
16.
Do you have disadvantage because you
Yes.
have
Thank you.
exhaustion?
That's an ability. Yeah. 16.
They seem to. I mean, they look very trustworthy. They don't give you a vibe like they're gonna
Okay.
pilfer the body or anything. They're
Yeah.
they're hoping that you're gonna help them.
I'm gonna take some ash from the fire and put it on my clothes to try to whiten my clothes even more. So trying to disguise myself to make it look like gray and white, pretty much,
Okay.
to help up with stealthing through this place.
Okay.
and you've got protection already
When I'm raging.
when you're raging. So I'm gonna do a protection from good and or from evil and good on you,
All right.
so that you are protected against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And I'm sounding like these might be fae, perhaps. So I just to be prepared, I'm gonna cast that on you. If you're all right with that.
Yep.
It can't hurt you because right now you could really use that anyway. So you've got a protection from evil and good on you right now. That's 10 minutes. So let's move.
But you describe what the powers.
They'll have a disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. So you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Protection from good and evil.
Mm-hmm. Evil and good.
All right, got it. Well, that would have been good before getting possessed. Or it wasn't.
By
It
the
was
hags.
cursed. Yeah, it's not the same though. I was thinking the possession, the kid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm trying to figure out what I should use on the forest folks and the.
Fire.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say I'm getting ready with a scorching ray and and also the flaming sphere, because I can roll that forward. That's what I'm thinking might be a good one.
I do have some number of torches in my pack.
All right, so here's how this is going to play out. We got a series of skill checks, skill challenges. If you remember how those work, we've done that a couple times before.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a little bit more involved. There's 4 different stages to the skill check. The first one is so I'll just tell you what they are. There's investigation, evasion, infiltration, and fortification. Those are the 4 different phases. Investigation, evasion, infiltration, and fortification.
Okay.
Now, in each one of these phases, we're going to start with investigation. You are able to utilize your skills to do skill ability checks, utilize spells, utilize special features that you have to achieve certain goals. So for this first goal, the idea is investigation. You have an opportunity to sort of survey the scene and try to sort of scope out the winery or the vineyard before actually setting out into it.
Yeah.
Remember that they said that there are these needle blights that are patrolling the vineyard in between you and the actual structure, the building. And there are consequences for failure and good consequences for success.
Where we're at, is it wooded?
Yep, you're basically on the tree line right now.
Right.
And you've sort of moved forward to the fence line that's just past the trees, and in front of you is this snowy landscape of vines and rows of vines. And then beyond that, you can just barely see the structure of the winery as the snow is kind of blowing around. So there's definitely some snow blowing around. So let me read this section right here real quick. Situated in the blowing snow of the vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall, and iron fencing along its roofline. A trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. There's a wooden stable of more recent construction attached to the east side of the winery. That's the closest to where you are, and that's next to the loading dock. And to the west, you can't make out what's to the west, actually. So that's what you see from where you're at right now.
We can see the loading dock.
So the first mission is to investigate it?
Yep. So essentially you're trying to figure out what's the best way to get
Alright.
to where we want to go.
So here's my idea on that is I could go over here and make some noise, then hide, and while the attention is diverted in my direction, you guys could kind of stand on the fence or something and kind of look through to see where I'll go 50 feet this way, make some noise. Then, since I'm making noise and howling or whatever, the blights are going to be turning their focus and probably making their way towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll do that quick. Then I'll hide. I'll retreat back to the forest and I'll double back to right over here, and you guys can kind of tell how many blights and where they came from.
Okay.
But we're not going to move. We're just going to sit.
You guys stay. Yep. So I'll make a noise in a different direction. That way, it kind of draws their attention. And when I do that, wait a couple seconds and stand up on the fence to see if you guys can see where the blights are and moving towards a certain direction.
Okay.
So basically seeing where they're posted at.
Okay.
These are all skill checks? Or no?
Yep, these are going to be skills checks. Now, essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to get 2 successes on each stage.
All right.
2 successful skill checks to move on to the next stage.
So then I got to do disadvantage from exhaustion?
You do.
Shitty.
You can use your skills that you have proficiency in, and you can only do them once per phase. So you wouldn't be able to do knowledge or arcana checks 3 times to try to get a success. You can only try it once, and either you fail or succeed, and then you can move on to a history check.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Smitty, you're going to sneak up.
I'm gonna go off to about 50 to 100 yards away.
Okay.
Make a loud noise. Then my check will be doing a stealth to returning to the tree line, then like coming back from the tree line and going back here. So basically trying to distract them to pull them away from where we're going to be coming in at.
Okay, so you're gonna do a stealth
Yep.
stealth check.
And I'm sorry, one more. You said the house is made of stone.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Two-story stone building.
Got it. Thank you.
4. Let's hopefully it's not a natural one. I got a. All right, I got 14. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Stealth 14.
Wow, you have plus 10 to
Plus
stealth.
10. Yeah, I got double proficiency in that.
Oh wow,
And,
that's smart. Okay, so you that's a success. You're able to make your way around the side of a couple of different rows,
All right.
well away from your friends, and you find a rock. And you throw the rock at some structure, probably the vines, and it rattles. And as you watch, you see 7 needle blights that you hadn't seen before. They were just kind of standing there, and it looked like they were part of the vines. And they start moving in the direction of where the noise was.
All right. So I'll come back and say that there's 7. Could I kind of determine where they were? Were they?
They all went in the direction
Right.
of where you threw the rock.
Now's our best chance, or I think we pulled 7 of them away. So the next.
Oof, they're sneaky though.
Yep.
Is there another skill check you want to do, or?
All
For investigation.
Well, anything that you think, yeah, for the investigation phase. Correct. So right now you have 1 success.
That was a really good idea. I got any other good ideas?
Could do a perception to make sure that we're clear. Make sure
Yeah.
there's nothing
Yeah.
there. I ain't gonna do it though. If you guys want to look,
I'm not super good on perception.
the only
I could
skills.
like break dance and see if I can scare him away.
Well, that would defeat the purpose. You want to do perception? Check to see if the coast is clear. That's how we're.
Yeah.
investigating?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Seven. No, 6.
Okay, so you look out across the vineyard and you think the coast is clear. Based on your.
Based on your roll.
Yep.
I'm not feeling super confident of this because I'm afraid, and I'm afraid to throw any light because I don't want to, give
Well,
ourselves away here.
We could
so
move one at a time. That way,
yeah.
if something does happen, we disperse.
Then why don't I?
You should probably send me first.
Well,
All right. Hold.
here's the deal. I feel like I should go first, just in case, because if I make a noise or something, I'm really good at hiding. So if I do make a noise or something, I could kind of draw their attention again, or you guys move up, and I'll just meet you. If I cannot double back to where we're at right here, I could meet you guys at the stables.
Okay.
Or I could go running around making, like hollering and stuff to divert them, then double back and try to stealth up to that point.
Now let's go with this. The first.
All right.
The first business.
So
And let me give you a shield of faith. I'm gonna do a shield of faith on you,
All right.
so that you have a +2 bonus on your AC for the duration.
all right,
Okay.
and I'll just wave at you well, you guys will see if I get attacked or not. I'm sure you hear something.
So you.
Yep.
Just so you know, that's also a concentration spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So the protection from evil and good will no longer be active.
Oh. That's right, because that's a concentration too.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already got the protection from evil and good.
Mm-hmm.
So skip that. Sorry.
Okay. So you're going to move forward?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're in the what's called the evasion stage of the skill check. And You didn't know it at the time, Anna, but your perception check did not succeed. And as you start, you're all moving forward
Selise.
together.
Selise.
What did I say?
Anna.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anna.
Selise.
Or
So-
Selise.
I thought he was going by himself.
Yeah, I was going
He's
by
going by
myself.
himself.
Oh, you're going by yourself?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So as you move forward, you hear the rustle of dead vines around you.
All right.
Suddenly, inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard, their thorn-covered limbs crackling as they trudge forth through the mist and the rain. 1 dozen, 2 dozen. There's too many to count. Fighting clearly isn't an option. You can either flee from the scene or you can make a mad dash for the winery. So now you have an opportunity to do another skill check.
Could I do a third option of like deception to try to hide?
You can use deception as a skill check, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
since
describe how you're going to do it.
I got ash all over me and it's snowing, so I'm gonna try to see where they're coming from. Cause they heard something, right? Or they seen me.
Yeah, they're coming in your direction.
All
You
right.
don't know if you've been seen or heard, but they're coming in your
All right.
direction.
From all
You
sorcery.
you basically stepped out, and then all of a sudden it was like they were right there.
How far away am I from these two?
Probably 30 feet, 15 feet, somewhere in there. Somewhere between those two.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look at you guys and say, or like in a brief second for as a bonus action, I'm gonna look at you guys and say,
Yeah,
"Give me a
which
second,"
way?
and I'm just gonna start yelling and running.
Okay. So
to
you
try to, like what I said is like diverting. So I'm gonna dash.
Can I channel divinity
Mm-hmm.
if they're within 30 feet?
Sure. So let's do Smitty's skill check first.
I'm doing a mad dash.
Okay, so let's
use-
you tear your way through the vines. You're making a mad dash for the building at
Yep.
the center of the yard.
Jump
Above
it
you,
up.
there's a pair of ravens that are squawking and cawing as they circle in the air above you and above these needle blights.
All right.
You can see the dark shapes rising from the vines and from the fence post, and their needle-covered forms are lurching towards you. And you're going to dash. So
I'm gonna use acrobatics
Yeah,
to jump
acrobatics.
over stuff.
Yep. So you're like doing hurdles over the vines as best you can.
So before running as bonus action, like I did yell at you guys and let them know, hey, I'm being a distraction too. So I'm hoping you guys do something while I'm running.
Yeah.
He's running.
13?
Okay.
12.
12. All right, so you're able to jump over vines, and they're hot on your trail, but you get to a next row, and they're kind of trying to fight their way through the vines as you jump one vine, you jump another vine, and you're making your way towards the winery.
All right.
And you're doing
I want to channel divinity.
okay.
Because I don't know. Yeah. So, I've got my shield, right? So it's my holy symbol, and I'm saying my prayer.
Okay.
And each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. So I don't know if they're undead or not, but I'm gonna give this a shot.
Okay.
So
So you pray to Lathander.
Lathander,
What do you say?
please help my friend. Have these beings turn away from him, and so he can get away.
Okay. As that happens, you don't notice anything physically happening with these creatures. They aren't undead.
Okay.
But you look out and you see these needles being launched through the air at Smitty as he's running. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this disadvantage on these ones?
Nope.
It's not ability check.
It's not an
right?
ability
Saving
check.
throw?
Yeah.
Thank God. 14. It's not that terrible, I guess.
Okay, so as you're jumping and running and crashing over these vineyards, you hear this, and you kind of look up and you see these needles, like just a flurry of needles coming in your direction. And you're able to just sort of like back out of the way as they just hit the ground all around you. You're like, oh shit. It's almost like there's an army of archers that just shot at you. You're
All
like,
right.
okay. But you do get clipped and you take 4 points of piercing damage.
All right.
So you've got a couple of needles stuck in you.
Yep.
So you've got 1 success and 1 failure. You need 2 successes. Do you have any other
I'm gonna
thoughts?
do flaming sphere. It's time to whip out the flaming sphere, I think.
Okay.
So
And what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space of my choice within range and lasts for the duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
The creature takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. As a bonus action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet. If you ram the sphere into a creature, that creature must make the saving throw against the sphere's damage, and the sphere stops moving this turn. When you move the sphere, you can direct it over barriers up to 5 feet tall and jump it across pits. The sphere ignites flammable objects not being worn or carried, and it sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. Which I wanted to avoid throwing any more light, but I'm thinking these things are made of vines. They'll burn. That's my thought.
Where are you going to place the sphere?
I want I want to ram it into. I want to ram it into them, like, so. So between Smitty and the needle things, blight. What are they called?
Needle blights?
Needle blights.
Yeah.
Between them and him.
Okay, so in between.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's where I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
In between, and I'm gonna roll it towards me.
Okay.
So that I'm trying to burn them as it's rolling.
Absolutely. Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. Awesome. So, let's see, do you need to make a roll? No, they make a dexterity saving throw. What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 15.
Okay, so you launch this flaming spear up. It's up to 60 feet, so you're able to get it close to the blights as they're chasing. They're giving hot pursuit on Smitty, and then you're kind of using your bonus action to roll it kind of back towards you, so you can just scorch them.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you engulf a whole group of these things that are chasing after Smitty. There's an unfortunate side effect, however, is that the vines of the vineyard start on fire as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Well, yeah, but
Hey, it's better than
So you're able to help with that second success. So you've gotten through through that second phase, and now you're into the evasion phase.
are the
Or the flight phase.
just
sorry.
out of curiosity, are the vines of the vineyard like catching, as in becoming more engulfed and basically, am I burning the vineyard, or is it just this one little area that
like a
little,
row? You're saying is all of them catching fire?
yeah,
or just a
am I
row?
burning down the vineyard, or is it just a little?
Here, let me roll.
Yeah, I need
Two rows of the grapes are on fire right now.
but are they? Is it like a fully engulfed, like everything's threatened of being burned situation, or is it it's gonna burn itself out situation?
This is a very strong holy fire with a lot of energy to it, and so they're burning very substantially.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm going to create some water then, and rain on those vines.
Okay.
So
you drop the flame,
yeah, because they're already fried,
flaming
right?
sphere.
The sphere is
You got the ones that you wanted to get.
yeah. Okay, so they're done. So I'm going to do.
So you drop that spell.
I drop that spell, and
And
I'm
you're
gonna cast create water,
Okay.
and it's gonna rain on a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area.
Yeah, you can do that.
So
Yeah.
so, fire out, rain,
Yep.
rain on.
Nice.
just on those vines, though.
Very
I don't.
polite to the wine drinking world. Thank you.
So
You hear
well,
you hear a young woman back at the fire going, "Oh God, oh God!" As you're torching their vineyard, but the flames go out, and you've definitely burned a nice section of 2 rows, but it's not burning anymore.
good.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to do.
Nicely done. Okay, so
Right.
now you're into stage 3, which is infiltration. So this is the part where you're trying to essentially get inside the building.
Right.
Or is it just you by yourself at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys followed at all or not. Or...
Yeah, I'm gonna run right after you because
Right.
we've essentially we've taken care of these.
We're taking care
Perhaps.
of some. Yeah.
Man.
Well, it's my. I feel like it's my best shot, but I think maybe.
So you're gonna try to catch up to Smitty, basically.
I think so, and I
Okay.
think yeah, and I want to shield of faith. I think that might be a good time for that, so that if they shing at me, then I can maybe not have to take damage.
Okay, so now as a group, we'll say you're all together now,
Yep, yep.
and you're at the edge of the vineyard,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're trying to make your way inside the building.
All right.
Is the plan. There's 4 doors that you know of. There's the stables, the loading dock, the workshop, and the veranda.
Yep. Loading dock.
Okay, so you run for the loading dock, and you're taking evasive action. You sneak past a pile of barrels and crates. You can tell that there are other blights in the area, and they're kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Converging. They're
Thank you.
converging.
They're converging on where you are, so it's not like they don't know that you're there. They do
Right.
know that you're there.
Okay.
But you're taking evasive action. You're running as a team and sliding across the snow and ducking behind barrels and crates. And a shower of thorns is about to rain down on you guys. What do you do? Skill check wise.
Yeah, I'm.
So I've used acrobatics and I've used stealth. So I can't use those again. Is that correct?
No, you could use those again
No,
because we're in a new phase.
Is there anything next to us? Like you said, there's barrels next to us.
Mm-hmm. There's barrels and crates that you kind of jump past, and you're making your way. You're headed for the loading dock, you said?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there?
There's a south door that opens into the loading dock, and the door is slightly ajar. You can see it. You're not there yet, but you
Right.
can see that it's slightly ajar.
I'm just gonna dash to it then.
Okay, so let's just call that
Or-
athletics. So why don't you make an athletics check? You have disadvantage on it because
Yeah. Are they able to do a check, or does it have
all we need is 2 successful checks.
Alright.
It can come from anybody.
Well, someone else do something.
Yeah.
You know, grab a
I'm
barrel
gonna-
and throw it at the.
I was thinking I would bash the top out of 3 barrels, throw one to each of us, and put the barrels over us to shield us from the needles.
Yeah, I think that works pretty good.
So there's more than 3 barrels around, right?
Let's see. Yeah, there's 4.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bash the top out of 1, 2, 3, and throw one to here, or throw one to her, throw one to him, and say, "Get under these."
Okay.
So strength
What
check.
skill would that be? What skill would you be using for the skill check?
Performance,
How would it be a performance check?
because it's kind of like drumming, and I'm drumming the shit out of the top of the barrels.
I would say like athletics or something, as
Athletics would work
you,
too.
or investigation, trying to find a way to pop off a lid.
Acrobatics would be my favorite, but I don't think that's really acrobatics.
No, probably not.
Athletics, because I gotta
Do you
pop
have
the
anything?
tops.
Because me and him
and
have disadvantage on all of our stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of what the best thing.
You want to investigate? You can investigate like the barrel. So he kind of knows what we want to do. So investigate like the barrel to find a weak point where you can break, or how to
Or if
open up
there's-
the
if there's
lids.
any
My
wine in the
investigation isn't going to be that great. How about
That's what I'm curious about. Is I'd like to find empty barrels right away, rather than full barrels.
survival? Yeah, I got no. I've got very little athletics. I could do an athletics, but I've only got 2. to add to whatever I roll. So,
What other skills do you have to use?
Yeah, pick your best skills and try to figure
And
out.
get
Yeah.
creative, yeah.
that's what I'm trying to think.
Look at what you have proficiency in and then think about...
Wisdom,
It'll be under your skills.
insight.
Insight how to break open the barrels.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is the best way to break
Yeah,
open barrels.
yeah. You know, if you hit them closest to the edge where the edge goes around, those tops will pop out faster than if you're trying to hit it in the center.
And what skill are you using again?
Insight.
Insight. And also, could you tell if they were full barrels of wine or if they were empty barrels?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can see by the
yeah.
cork
Like
or
I
how
can
it's
like
sitting or
kind of push on it,
Yeah.
or you know.
That sounds like a great plan. I'd love to know if they're I'd love to know your investigation.
All right,
Investigation or insight.
insight.
Or
Okay,
insight.
and you're
Insight.
trying to help him...
Figure out which barrels to grab first,
All right.
and
And how to get into them
and the fastest way to break out the top.
I think that would be an investigation check.
All right. Investigation.
Insight is more like being able to read
Yeah.
like how things are happening, or if
Believing
someone is trying to pull something over on you.
Yeah. All right.
But you could use
Yeah.
that skill, but just it wouldn't work
Could
in
I-
this scenario.
Could
You
I do sleight of hand for popping open the lid?
Yeah, you could do something like that.
I'll do
for
that
Sure.
because I could.
Alright.
But you could, well, hold on a second. You
Alright.
could use insight, but just in a different way.
right, and
Yeah.
I can't think of a way
Okay,
right
that's
at this
fine.
moment.
Yeah.
It'd be fine with me doing it.
Yeah,
I got this,
yeah.
As long as I don't roll a 1, I still get a minimum of 10.
Okay.
So I got plus 10 in sleight of hand too.
All right.
So I'm gonna try to pop off the ring and the lids on these guys.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Yeah. Success. You're able to pop off a lid off,
Alright.
off of the barrel.
So,
So you have one success.
then we're trying to find a way for these needles not to hit us.
So you're using the barrels as shields.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you have a shield, don't you, Selise?
I have a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
shield. So
All right.
Do you want to do
Yeah. What skill are you going to use to do this?
sleight of hand for catching them? I don't know.
I was thinking athletics, throwing the barrels over to people that need them.
Sure. You could do that.
So we got.
You're gonna throw the barrel at Smitty.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Let's see. I need to do 2. So 9 and 4, 13.
So you got a surprise round on me. I'm not expecting you to throw a barrel at me.
here,
You
catch.
can. I mean, you guys are.
Right.
We'll assume you guys are like. These blights are coming. There's needles
Yeah.
flying, and
Right.
you're fiddling with these barrels.
Maybe it
Right.
wasn't a throw so much as it was like a Donkey Kong
And
roll.
and right
Right.
now I'm holding my shield as best
Yeah,
I can
I
to
would
try
too.
to
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
try to like cover as much of us as I possibly can.
Okay.
Get in the barrel, Smitty.
All right. So roll an athletics skill check for me.
Yeah. You,
Wasn't that what I just did?
Yep.
What was it? What was the roll?
13.
Okay, so you're able to get a barrel over to Smitty
Right.
without hurting him.
Okay.
So we'll call that a success. So you've got these barrels. What are you doing with the barrels?
popping the lids open so we could use them as shields.
you're gonna use
for
the
us
lids
too.
I was
as
thinking the
shield.
whole
Yeah.
barrel.
Like hobo style,
I'm
Yeah.
running
cracking
around
it with
like
my legs
this.
so I can hold it on my back as I'm running.
Okay, so you're using it as a protective
Yeah.
shield, like a wooden
Yeah,
shield.
because I don't have a shield. So
Okay. You make your way. You dash inside the loading dock.
Yep.
Okay, so you get inside the loading dock. As you sneak in, I don't know who the third person is, but as the three of you get in, all of a sudden you hear this, and all these needles hit the outside of the door right behind you as you sneak your way inside the loading docks,
Got it.
taking a bunch of deep breaths. Now,
Okay, holy shit, that was let's keep those little creatures in mind as we leave.
parked in the loading dock is a wagon with 3 barrels set in braces on the bed of the wagon.
Good start.
A raised wooden walkway runs along the west, south, and east walls. Through a hole in the ceiling, you see a wooden arm of a loading crane with ropes and hooks dangling from it. You take a look at the barrels, and you can see the Wizard of Wine burned, the logo burned into the barrels.
We're in the loading dock, so I'm going to look for that hole in the ceiling.
Alright, and I'm curious if those barrels that are on the wagon are full. So I'm probably likely gonna go over there and tap.
What is
tap,
it? I'm
tap,
sorry.
tap,
What's
tap, tap,
what?
tap.
What section are we in of this?
The loading dock?
You're in the loading
No.
dock.
I mean, what is we did the evasion. We did where we
Now you're in the fourth stage, which is fortification.
fortification. There we
Yeah.
go. That's what I was. That's
Roll perception checks, everybody.
Yeah, that 20. It's nice when you have to roll with this man.
12.
I got 18.
I got 10 or
Okay.
12.
All right, so here's what you see. There's the wagon that I described with the barrels. There is a door to the south western corner of this room that is open slightly. The way you came in is an open door as well. So you came through an open door.
So there's 2 rooms or 2 doors into
There's
this.
2 rooms. There's 2 doors into this loading dock area.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So
And then there's large doors that open from the loading dock, so you can roll the cart out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But those are
There's a
closed.
man door
Yeah.
that's ajar. The main big doors are closed, but then there's another door to the south that's cracked open as well.
so
And
here
then there's a hole in the ceiling to
Yeah.
the next. There's a next level up there.
And where are we headed?
well, this is where we want to go up to the ceiling. So I would say bar the doors, all 3 of them if we can. Then we could. So here's a way. If we're in here, so we're trying to. This one is fortification, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say we bar the double doors, bar the 2 doors to get in this room. Then we
Mhm.
know that we have the secret door to get in and out. And what we could do is kind of make a stand here with one of us.
Yeah.
We could put a hole in one door and start shooting at people with like a bow and arrow.
And I've got a bow and arrow. I've got
Oh,
that's my
outstanding.
yeah. So I've got
So
that. But
if you were to peek out the door that you just came in, you can see that there's blights that are coming to the door right now, and it's
Yeah.
still open.
So
Alright,
close
so
the
let's-
door and
let's-
barricade
Shit out
them.
of that.
yeah, we gotta close this and barricade it.
Okay.
Anna or Flinta. Now
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Flinta,
Alright.
can you pick up one of those
Whatever you want.
those full barrels and stick it in front of? Wait, the door, does it open in or out?
Yeah.
You can bar the door with.
Okay.
You could put things in front of it.
So let's
It opens in.
get those full barrels of wine in front of these doors.
Yeah, rage on.
Yeah.
Let's move some barrels.
You're gonna rage.
Yeah,
Okay.
rage. I'm also curious if
How long does rage last?
a minute.
Okay.
So rage, barrels
Roll
in front
an
of the door first.
Yep. Roll an athletics check.
And that's a skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
14.
Okay.
Or wait, I'm at 14, but I'm raging, so I get +2. 16.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. That's not combat.
This is not combat. This is
Okay.
a skill check. That bonus is only to damage when you're
Okay.
raging. Okay, so you are working on getting some barrels and crates over to barricade the door.
Yeah, I also got my eye on the cart. If there's any extra full barrels, I'm gonna load them the fuck on the cart.
Okay, so as you're running about working on getting the door barricaded, a couple of things. You see a second group of blights that lurch into view from the southern door. That's ajar right now.
The other door.
The other door.
Mhm.
Their forms darkening the entryway. The hook of a crane up above you trembles with a metallic jingle, and the earth shaking from the weight of the oncoming horde. You still need one more success.
Yep. So I'm gonna run to the other door and try to break the lock. So close the door and break the lock so it cannot be opened.
Okay.
So
What skills are you going to use for that?
sleight of hand for trying to figure out how to lock, because sleight of hand for unlocking.
Okay.
And all that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just, 24.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to run to the door as you see these creatures like looming in the entryway, slam the door shut, and with your deft sleight of hand roll, you're able to break the lock. You basically disable the mechanism.
All right.
Yep, and so that door is closed. And right now you've got that door barricaded, and you've got the other door barricaded with some barrels.
Right.
Good job, you guys. You're inside.
All right, and I'm still raging and still in the mood to throw some barrels around, so I'm going to look for some full barrels of wine.
Throw in front of the double doors.
There's 3 full barrels
Front
of
of it.
wine on the cart, one of which you've already pulled off and used to barricade the door.
Barricade the. Is there double doors still? Do they swing out or swing in?
Out.
Out.
Yeah, so
Is
putting
there
anything-
a wood bar to? How would it be locked from the inside?
and that
Oh, yeah,
already
yeah,
is, right? Didn't you say that was already...
Nobody's looked at it yet to see.
Well-
The doors are closed.
Well,
I would go to
Yeah.
making sure this one's secure too.
yeah.
So-
Okay, so you run over and it's not locked.
All
But
right.
there is a mechanism where you can slide a big timber
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
these brackets that hold it shut.
All right.
Yep. So
Oh.
you do that.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. You guys succeeded in the challenge. So you're now inside the lower level, the loading dock, basically on the lower level of this winery.
So we know
Alright.
there's a door frame. So we can put a hole in it and start shooting at these people and
Good.
trying to go through.
You notice
Or-
also on the barrels, as you're working with the barrels, Flinta, that they have stamped on them purple grape mash number 3, which you've heard of before.
As a wine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'm going to look around the loading dock and see if I can find any other barrels of wine.
It's just those 3 that were on the cart. And now one of them is being used to barricade the door to the north. And you can hear pounding on the door to the south and to the north.
Do we hear any humanoid yelling or anything?
Nope.
Let's go. Come on.
And the pounding is likely from the needle blights.
That would be the assumption, yeah.
Yep.
Find the secret door and
Yeah.
go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to get upstairs is through the hole in the ceiling.
Okay.
What
How
was
high
that?
is that ceiling?
That's a great question. I would say that it's probably from the ground up. It's probably about. I'm gonna say
These have.
I'm gonna say 14
marshmallow in
feet.
them. I'm sorry. What?
14 feet. I would say
All right. So, is the cart underneath the hole in the ceiling?
it is.
So from the top of the highest point on the cart, which I'm assuming is a barrel,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could stand on
To-
one of the barrels.
to the hole in the ceiling, can we reach that?
You could reach. There's a hook from a crane that's hanging and dangling, and you could reach that.
Okay.
Yep. So you could do it. You could try climbing.
Yeah. Let's do
Okay.
it.
So why
Let's
don't you do an let's see. I guess acrobatics check.
And you could send me up there.
Yeah. Why don't you go, because then you can pull us
I mean, I
zero
got,
acrobatics people up.
I got disadvantage, but I got pretty good acrobatics.
Well, let's
You
go.
just hear pounding.
Come on.
All right. Oh no. That was a 1, and that was a 2. So that's a 7 on acrobatics, climbing the chain.
With a natural 1.
Yes.
Yeah, you jump up and grab onto it, and your hand just slides right off the hook.
Yep.
Yep, and you land on your back.
Oof.
Um,
Well, I can give it my
you
best
take
shot.
3 bludgeoning damage, Flinta.
Dirty dog.
Can I'll do I can do an athletics. Can I, not an acrobatics? Can I do an athletics with that? Doing
Sure.
the same action.
Yeah.
Freaking Flinta.
18. No, 17.
Okay. Despite being weighed down with have plate mail, I believe, on, right?
Scale mail.
Scale mail?
Mhm.
Okay, that's better. You are able to grab onto the hook.
Okay.
You've got the hook.
All right. I'm gonna pull
and you
myself.
pull
I'm
yourself
gonna pull
up.
myself up because I want to try and lower the hook so that they can make it. It'll be easier for them to climb.
Okay, so you're going up into the upper level. You've climbed up, and your plan is to drop the hook down farther.
Yeah, so that and pull them up.
Okay. So you get up in there, and the room has a wooden floor with a 10-foot square hole in the floor that you just came through. And, of course, there's a winch with the hook on it. And as you pull yourself up, you hear this.
Oh, crap! crap!
And perched atop the winch is a man with a wild hair, rotten teeth, skin painted red with blood. And he waves a gnarled staff made with a black branch.
Oh, shit.
And he's babbling at you.
Oh, crap.
Roll initiative.
Oh, shit. No! Get your butts up here, you guys.
Hey, this is why I'm letting you guys go, because I can't take those.
Yeah. All right. So. Okay, just rolled a 9.
I got a nat 20, guys.
No,
You got a natural 1.
I got a nat 1.
Alright. 9 for Selise. Natural 20. Smitty?
Yep.
Okay.
What was it again? A blackened guy with a staff?
Mm-hmm.
He say human?
Yeah. Although Flinta obviously hasn't seen him yet.
Yeah, obviously.
Yep.
Hasn't.
Okay, so Smitty, you have the first action of the round.
Alright, I will climb up there.
Okay.
Yeah. Good
Because
plan.
I'm assuming that you screamed out or kind of,
Yeah.
oh shit. Or
Well, and
something like that.
and the thing made a noise too.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's kind of laughing at you.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Oh wow. 2. 10.
Okay, so you're able to climb up, but it's going to take you this whole round to
All
get
right.
there. Yep. That brings us to Selise.
All right. I'm gonna do Scorching Ray on this fucker. I'm not gonna mess around with him anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't have time for this. We have shit to do. He's getting a Scorching Ray. 3 rays of fire. Hurl them at targets within range. Hurl them at one target or several. Make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage.
Okay.
So I'm hitting you with the first one.
You're going to try.
I'm gonna try to hit you with the first one.
All right.
So 2d6 fire damage.
Well, you have to roll to hit
yeah,
first.
I do have to roll to hit. So that would be 18 plus what my wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Your spell attack modifier.
Oh, my spell attack. God, Shannon, wake up. Yeah, my spell attack bonus. Yeah, right?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, 7. So, 25.
Oh yeah, you definitely hit him.
Yeah, I thought so. So, 10.
And this is fire damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just fire off this. What is it again?
It's Scorching Ray, and
Scorching
there's
Ray.
3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets. And you can hurl them at one target or several.
Okay.
So it's for each ray. So this is first ray only. Do I have to roll
Yep.
Probably.
again?
It's like 3 attacks.
Yeah, alright.
Go
So
ahead.
the thing's still laughing at me? Or is he
He's
stopped?
not really laughing anymore.
Yeah, it's good.
He's
That's
putting
excellent.
out a fire on his chest.
So that'd be 27.
Yep. No, it's not 22.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Okay, so that's a critical hit. So roll damage, and then roll damage again.
7 plus 6.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, you're torching this guy.
All right, and
Last one.
last one. 10.
That one goes wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still feel pretty good about this.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. This guy's on. He's like putting out flames on himself.
Good.
Still laughing.
He is. He's just like.
How'd that go again?
He.
Cheese and crackers are like my kryptonite.
Good. Good.
All right, so bear with me here. This guy's got some things that he can do.
Crap.
Um,
He's probably going to do them at me.
So first thing he's gonna do is a little healing. You hear him say some strange word that you can't understand, unless you speak. Do you speak any sort of like druid craft or any nature-based?
Elvish and
Elvish?
infernal. I speak.
Yeah, you don't quite understand what he says. So he uses his bonus action to cast Healing Word. He's going to cast a spell on you, Selise.
Oh, crap.
Selise, as he mutters these words, suddenly from around you, these vines start to sprout and wrap around you. They come out of the ground below you and come right up through the hole in the floor and start to grasp you. You need to make a strength saving throw, please.
6.
Okay, so you are grappled.
No.
Which
And I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that means
I've never
that your
been grappled
speed is
before.
0. So your speed is 0. Oh, that's pretty much it. You can't move, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
But she's not
And-
grappled by him, she's grappled by the vines.
Correct.
And I have to wait for my turn to do anything else?
Correct.
Okay.
And that is his turn right now. So, Flinta, you're next. What you see right before you're able to take action is these vines start to weave out of the ground, the dirt floor of the loading dock, up into this hole, and basically are blocking the entrance.
Oh,
This
shit.
10-foot by 10-foot hole is now blocked by these vines. And the last thing you saw as it closed in on that area is Selise being like basically enveloped by these vines as they twist up around her.
I look around for another way up there other than that opening. I'm looking in the ceiling, wondering how else can I get up to them.
Okay. You don't even need to roll a perception check. You don't see anything. There's no other. You have a barricaded door to the outside that you came through.
Yep.
You've got the main doors that have they're barred from the inside. Smitty put the timber down, and then you've got the door to the south that Smitty disabled the locking mechanism.
And there aren't any other doors, stairs, passageways. No, everything is closed up.
Yep, closed up tight. There is a window to the east,
Okay.
and it looks like it dumps out just behind the stables.
I'm still gonna work to grab the hook, climb up, and try to bash through the vines.
Okay. All right. So make an attack against the vines.
And that would be strength.
You can just make a normal attack with your whatever weapon you're using.
Not the axe.
Okay, so you're gonna wield your axe.
Jack and the Beanstalk right now.
Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk. 10. Or wait a minute, I gotta do twice. Or do I have disadvantage on attack?
How
No,
many levels of exhaustion do you have?
Just one.
So no, it's not on attack rolls. It's just on ability checks. So it's just a normal attack roll.
Okay. It'd be 10.
Okay, so you are able to hack into the vines and roll damage with your axe.
Ten.
Okay, so that's your That's your first attack. You have 2 attacks.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay. Nice. Roll damage.
13.
Okay. And well, roll twice, and then add your bonus. So you got was that a 9 or 6?
Yeah, that's 9.
9 plus.
4.
So 13 plus. What's your bonus?
4.
Okay, so 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Damn, you're hacking this thing up.
Not there yet, though.
Not there yet, though.
For a bonus, or for, no, it would be extra to light a torch, right? Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would take an action. You could get a torch out, but it would take you an action to get it out and light it, which you don't have. You've already used your action.
Okay.
You have movement. You have potentially a bonus action if you have anything that you can do on a bonus action at this point.
The torch is the other thing that I could think of, and I'd likely have to climb down in order to get the torch out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stay put right there and hack on it again as soon as it comes around.
Okay. That brings us back to Smitty.
How far away is she from the guy?
How would you know exactly? Did
'Cause
you tried to
spent my
climb
whole-
up, right?
Yeah, you said it'll take my turn to get
Oh,
up.
right. You were climbing up.
So am I up all the way then?
Roll this is interesting. Roll a strength saving throw for me. Because you were right in the path of this entangle.
Saving throw?
Yep.
Disadvantage on these ones?
No, because you only have one. You have 1 level of exhaustion, correct?
Yep.
Yep. So that doesn't affect saving throws.
All right. Strength 8.
Okay, so you're actually, as the vines kind of came up behind you, they actually kind of pushed you up with them, but
Into
they
the
didn't
room?
grapple you, but you got pushed up into the room and you got toppled over to the side.
All right.
So that's where you are right now.
All right. So I am in the room.
You're in
with
the room.
her. How far away is the guy from her?
He is probably,
Within 5 feet, or is he
no, he's probably 10 feet away.
10 feet away?
Yep. And you're probably 10 feet away from him and Selise as well. And Selise, you're stuck in this weird viney thing.
All right, I'll attack.
It's weird for the entangle spell. They don't give you any sort of like hit points for the vines. I mean,
Yeah,
they're magical.
I did entangle
I don't
when I
think-
was when
yeah,
I was
yeah.
Anna.
I don't think you
You can't.
They're
destroy
magical.
them. Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to break free of,
Yeah,
of your own.
I've got.
Flinta doesn't know that though.
I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna attack him. I'm just trying to see if I gain sneak attack or not. I'm pretty sure. Now it has to be within 5 feet though.
Unless you have something weird for your assassin
That's what
archetype.
I'm.
Interesting scenario.
Mm-hmm.
This is it's fun to see how things happen. That
Yeah,
entangle spell kind of
I'm-
split the group, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself for not checking before I climbed up in there. I should have known better. I'm clearly rusty.
Well, you just barely survived a mad dash from the vines to the. I mean, if you think about it, like it's hard to make decisions when you're under that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll attack him.
Okay. What are you attacking him with?
A natural 1.
Did you throw a dagger?
Throwing a dagger at him. Yeah.
So it just
All right.
and gets lost in the
Yep.
the web of vines.
Throwing a second one. 19.
That'll hit.
Um, 7 damage.
Okay. 7 piercing?
Yep.
Okay. You get him right in the chest.
Yeah.
He says
bonus.
some weird shit too.
Yeah. Bonus action to draw to. Well, actually, never mind. That was a bonus action. Yep. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Selise, you are currently grappled.
I know.
So you can make a strength saving throw to try to get out of it.
I could. But I.
Or you can do something else.
Yeah, that's. I think I'm going to try a dispel magic. So dispel magic.
Okay.
This is happening.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since
So suddenly you cast the spell and the vines are gone.
Yep.
And you're falling.
Yep.
Whoa!
All right. Well, I'm
gonna try to grab her.
Well, I'm also grabbing for either the edge of the thing or the
Make a
or the
dexterity-
chain. I'm
make
trying
a-
to whatever's
sure.
closest.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh Christ! I'm not even gonna bother.
Okay,
I think I
so-
got a 2.
You fall. I don't remember falling damage. I think it's a d6 for every 10 feet. Does that sound right?
yeah, you probably
Sounds right
do
to
it,
me.
yeah.
I'm right there though, and it's
You-
my turn
you
next.
take
I'm gonna try to grab
5
her.
points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground in the floor
Yeah.
below.
Well, he might be hitting her. He's standing directly underneath because those.
Well, I'm up the chains. I'll hack it on those vines.
So you're about to fall off too on your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So you fall.
if he's on the chains.
He was on the vines.
No, I was hanging off
On
of the
the-
hook. I climbed up the hook
Hook
like everybody else
to
did.
hit
and,
the
and then I
So
was chopping
he
on
said it was
those.
straight vine though. He said it was
Yeah,
like
you climbed up the vines to hack on the vine. The chain was in the middle of the vines.
So
Yeah.
it's like that's
Yeah,
why
there
he
was
said
no-
Jack and the Giant.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry.
beanstalk?
What damage did I take?
You took 5 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you land with a thud. At that point,
That's
you still have movement, so you could get up
Yeah.
off the ground because right now you're prone. You're laying.
yeah.
on the ground.
I'm gonna get. Immediately get up.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
you get up.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you want to do?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Do you have any? Let's see. You use your action to cast Dispel Magic. You use your movement to get up.
Mm-hmm.
You still have half your movement.
I'll try to get back up on the cart so that I can start try to climb up that chain.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. I'd say you could get up on top of the cart.
Okay.
Yep.
Now he's up there alone, and don't want that because I know the guy is all
Almost
full.
dead.
He's all up there full of magic
I know.
and shit, and I got to get my butt up there.
Okay.
All right.
That brings us to the baddie.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Ciao.
Oh God.
He is going to. Oh yeah. All right, so he is going to use his bonus action to heal a little bit. You see him just kind of like he says some and he gets like this little glow happens, and then he walks up to you, Smitty, and he's got this weird. You can see this black wood in his hand, like a staff of black wood, and there's a little bit of smoke that's like coming out of it, little wisps of smoke, and he comes up to you and he just smacks you right over the head with it.
Right.
16.
Yep, because I threw both my daggers.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You take 7 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And as you get hit with this thing and you can feel the pain of the impact, you also feel as if some of your energy is being drained from you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, even more.
Oh,
And
Smitty.
my hit point maximum decreases.
No, your hit point maximum.
All right.
Well, your maximum doesn't decrease. You decrease
Right.
your hit points, but
Yeah.
you see him like almost as if he's
Healing off.
He's healing himself
Right.
with that blow to you.
Right.
And then he that's his action.
All right.
So that brings us to Flinta. Now, Flinta,
Yeah.
you're at the bottom of the.
On the vine.
You were on the vine, so roll a dexterity saving throw for me. And are you raging?
Yes.
So when you're raging, do you get a advantage on that, or?
I get advantage on.
Dexterity and strength.
Advantage on
Strength and
strength
con.
checks and strength saving throws.
Okay. Well, this is a dexterity one, so
Mhm.
I guess not advantage. You're not at disadvantage though.
Okay.
Straight check.
Oh, that one went all over the place.
That was a
The wrong
D20.
dice, yeah.
Or
Oh.
that was a D12.
So we got 12 plus 3, 15.
Okay, so when the vines disappear, you're able to like jump on and land on the barrels
Okay.
without taking any damage. So now it's your action.
Now I am going to not climb, but jump acrobat up the hook, up the chain to the second level. There's no more climbing. It's going to be a jumping and tumbling operation.
Swinging from the chandeliers. and
17.
Okay, you make it up. You get up on top. That's your action though, to get up there.
Okay.
So you don't have any other. You can move when you get up there, if you want to.
Can I turn frenzy on when I'm up there? Go from
Yeah, it's a
rage
bonus
to
action to turn
frenzy.
on frenzy. Sure. So you're frenzying, and you're up on the level with Smitty and
the bad guy.
The bad guy.
And then I would, once I'm up there, use the rest of my action to work to flank the bad guy.
Okay. So you're gonna try to work your way around the backside of him. All right. Sounds good.
Good job, bud.
All right. That brings us to Smitty.
All right, attacking him.
Okay.
Or use a bonus action to draw 2 daggers.
Okay.
Let me do my throne real quick. I'll mark him.
How close are you, Flinta, to the bad guy at this point?
He's flanking him, he said.
Yeah, but how close are you?
I'm not right there, but I'm ready to go right there.
So like 10 feet away from
yeah,
him?
if I have 10 feet, I would stay back.
5
just a
or
little
10?
bit. 10.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. But that wouldn't...
No,
late.
you already said
Too
that's
late.
it.
Too late.
Damn it.
Caught in a trap.
You're the one. You said flanking, then you're like, no, I'm not going to flank. I'm like, God damn it. All right, 17.
To hit?
Yep.
That hits.
Just a measly little D4.
3.
Yep, so 8 damage.
Nice. So you stab him? Is that what you're doing, or you're slicing at him?
Yeah, just stabbing at
Stabbing him. So you just give him a gut stab.
Yep. Just like, these aren't
He just
barely
kind of
doing any.
spits at you.
Yeah. Is it barely doing any damage?
No, he's
or
hurt. You hurt him.
All right.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's all I'm gonna do because I use bonus action to
To pull it.
pull them out or
Okay.
pull 2 out. So then I'm just stabbing at them.
Okay. So usually when you're doing 2 attacks, is that your bonus action attack?
Bonus action,
'Cause you're
yeah.
wielding 2.
Yep. So that's
Got
why
it.
I use a bonus action to draw them both
Got it.
since I threw them both last time.
Okay. All right, Selise.
I'm
Comes up to you.
going to actually hit Smitty with Sanctuary.
Okay.
That
That sounds cool. What does that do?
So I'm warding you with a range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a Wisdom saving throw. So that this thing goes after you again, it's gonna have to get through this spell first. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Do you have to be up there to
No,
cast it on me?
it just says within range.
30 feet.
30 feet.
Right.
That's a cool spell.
This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as explosion of a fireball.
Right.
If the warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends.
Right.
So that's a bonus action. You can cast that as a bonus action, so you still have your action.
All right, I'm going to try to jump up and grab that chain so I can climb and get up there.
All right. Roll acrobatics.
Nat 1.
You jump up and miss it. God damn it!
I
Just
know.
can't quite get
I
there.
know.
But you're also, you've got heavy armor on
And
you're
a
not- you're not
shield and a crossbow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you hear at the doors, Selise, and there's like commotion outside both doors.
Yeah.
Like
They're
there's
they're-
something happening.
They're trying to get in.
Yeah.
And they know we're there, so
Okay. Anything else you want to do, movement wise?
I unless I can take another jump. No, there's.
Okay.
You know.
You're gonna try again next time.
I'm gonna try again next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the baddie is going to.
I'm nervous.
Okay. Smitty, he is going to. He's gonna hit you again with the staff.
Right.
In order to do that, he has to make a.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He really wants to hit you with the staff. Let's
Yeah,
put it that
no.
way. Let's see what happens here. 18.
Spell DC. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
You definitely hit me with it.
Yeah.
Well, he
It broke
No,
that.
it on a field.
yeah, he's able to
But
hit you
hit me,
now.
yep.
So, but he hasn't quite hit. I don't think
And I
that's
got-
the same thing. That's not the
Yep.
attack roll.
I got
so.
two in my hands still. So
Here he comes with this weird smoking black branch. And I think he misses. He 6.
yep.
Yep.
Misses.
So he swings at you, and you're able to sort of like dodge out of the way as this thing comes down at you.
All right.
That brings us to Flinta.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that I have Silver Sword drawn, so I might have to do that as my.
Yeah, you had your axe
first-
drawn.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want the Silver Sword though.
Okay.
So draw that first. So Silver Sword and then attack.
Okay.
8, 7, 15.
You miss. You just swing wide as the guy steps out of your way. He's got a kind of holding his stomach with the knife wound that Smitty gave him. He's like,
All right, and then being that I'm frenzied,
just
the
cursing at you.
third one I'm gonna attack again,
Okay.
and that one's better. That one's a whole bunch. 26.
That definitely hits.
And then I'm going 2 hands, so that is 1d10.
Come on, give it to him.
3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is 9 damage.
Okay. He's looking pretty rough at this point.
And I probably needed to step into him to attack. To close
Yeah,
that 10
you're right
feet.
next to him
So I'm
now.
right next to him, so I'm going to
Yeah.
stay right there. I think that's all
That
I'm
brings
going
us
to
to Smitty.
All right. Finally get a sneak attack. So
Yep.
I get and with advantage too. Pretty sure this hits. 16 plus 7.
Oh yeah.
So 1d3. Five, 8, 13, 18 damage.
How do you want to kill this guy?
Just stick a knife right into his head.
And as
so
you're-
as he turns and looks at you, I just kind of put
And,
it in a soft
and
spot.
as it happens, he's looking at you just like, yeah.
Yeah,
And then just-
lights up.
And you drop him. He drops the quarterstaff, and he just drops to the
Woohoo!
floor.
Can I do a bonus action to investigate the killer's staff to see if
Yeah.
it had like magical property?
Well, you're out of initiative now,
Right.
so you don't necessarily need to use a bonus
Yeah.
action, but you can investigate it if you want.
Just to see if it
Sure.
was his power or some magical.
Sure.
Cool.
Roll a
Got Arcana or
yep,
investigation?
Arcana.
2 9s. 11.
It's hard for you to tell. You did see that it was like smoldering or smoking, or there was some sort of like smoke coming out of it while he was hitting you with it. But right now, it just looks like a really nasty, gnarled black piece of wood.
Right.
It's twisted, and I don't know. Do you touch it, or do you pick it up, or are you just looking at it?
I'll pick it up.
Okay. So give me a second.
Then I'll smack Flinta with it, see if it does.
When are you going to learn your lesson about picking up
Oh,
magical items?
It might be something where you do damage, you gain health back because you're healing.
Or maybe you wait for somebody else who has magic to pick it up.
No, I'm fine.
All right.
All right, so
We'll see about that.
it's made out of wood. It's this black, spongy wood that's sort of disgusting almost.
Waterlogged.
Yeah, and it also, as you hold it, you can see as you kind of turn it in your hands and kind of examine it, it leaves like this bloody stain on your hand.
All right.
And you look closer and it's almost seeping blood.
All right.
Any chance this is the staff for the crazy guy across
That's
the
what I
lake?
was kind of thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you care if I do something?
I don't care.
All right, and I'll swing and bump you with the staff.
What the fuck?
Roll to hit him with
Yeah.
advantage.
The hell?
I want to see because I might gain health with it. This might be something I could use if it's 15 or 25 to hit.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, you hit him.
Yeah, you hit him. What happened though? Oh my god, you guys are up there
roll.
playing with fire.
I'm still raging, so you better watch
We're
out.
just having fun right now.
And I'm down there going, guys,
Does
guys.
this hurt? Stab.
Roll 1d6 and add your strength modifier.
All right. Good. It's nice little damage to you. And strength, you said?
Yeah.
13 is a +1. Yep. 2 damage.
So you take 2
Two.
bludgeoning damage.
But I'm raging, so I think I only take 1.
1.
Yep. Take
Yeah.
that.
Thanks.
You don't feel any sort of effect
All right.
whatsoever. Yeah.
It's like, well, it's kind of useless. Well, but like, what do you think? It's like, I swear to God, he was healing from himself.
Meanwhile, Anna, you're downstairs and you start to hear
Selise.
this. Sorry.
Selise. My name is Selise.
Meanwhile,
Selena.
And
meanwhile,
I'm
hold on. Meanwhile, Selise is downstairs.
All right.
And you hear this large pounding against the door
Yeah.
to the south, and it's breaking.
yeah.
The door is starting to break.
And I'm going to use thaumaturgy and, hey, you guys, they're trying to get in, pull me up. And I'm going to jump up on the barrels and reach up
Grab
so
the
that
hook.
one of you can grab my arm and pull
Grab-
me up into this room.
Yeah, I'll pull you up
Yeah.
right quick.
That's item 1. Can I do something else as well?
Sure.
I also want to use Sacred Flame on that piece of hunk of black stuff
Okay.
and get rid of it or
Okay.
whatever, because I don't want it laying around
Okay.
for whoever, and I'm not touching it. So there we go. That's
But I'm
how
not
that's
positive
going.
that isn't the staff we're looking for.
So, it's on a creature, so I guess I take that back. I'm not going to do that because it has to be on a creature. And I'm not going to use a spell slot. I just thought I had that handy cantrip, so let's move.
Let's
There's certainly other things you can do.
let's
Well,
find a way to secure this opening.
But I don't want to use a spell. I don't want to use a spell.
Does this look like anything magical to you?
Well, it clearly was magical. He
You
was
do.
he was using it to direct his
Take a closer look to see if you know what this does.
I'll take a look at it. I'm not picking it up yet.
All right.
I'm-
I'll still hold
I'm-
on to it.
All right.
So the same
only hurts a little
same
bit.
description. It's seeping blood. It's a black gnarled tree
look-
branch basically.
I look at bad guy's hands to see if his hands are all black. Are
Oh
they?
yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. They're stained with black and
And
crimson.
Anything happening to me right now? With it's just been stained?
You're holding on to the staff?
Yeah.
Not yet.
All right. I'll just hold on to it. He didn't go too crazy. I mean, obviously he'll live through it. What if this is his staff though? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Nah, I'm gonna look at him, make sure he's really dead, and kind of nose around with the sword a little bit and see if he's got anything good on him. I'm not gonna touch him yet, but
He's definitely dead. And as you're sort of poking at him, you hear the door downstairs break open.
yeah,
All right.
And I think we should probably end there. It's after 10, so we'll pick up.
we should find a way to secure
Pick up
this
there.
Smitty,
opening.
do you have a death wish? What's your deal, man? picking up these magical items. You're already sick with magic. What?
That's I can't get any worse. I'm already pretty much dead.
Good
Oh, you can get
Lord.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get worse.